I'm Shane.
And I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Episode 5.
Welcome back, guys. Halloween special right now. Or spooky month special. I don't know
Spookiness.
how to really go about this.
Oh, I'm so happy. Favorite time of year.
We are officially here. You guys know last year we did the same thing. It was time kind of like a theme month, right?
Yeah.
It kind of started our full holiday theme month, right?
Yeah, it was the
we
first
did
one.
full Thanksgiving stuff or as much as we could during Thanksgiving, son-in-law and
All that
home for the
stuff.
holidays and stuff. I mean, you can't do this time period and not pick out a couple of holidays. So I don't think we're gonna do Thanksgiving. It was kind of rough to do 4
You know how
Thanksgiving
hard it is to
themed
find a
movies.
Thanksgiving movie?
Certainly one that's enough to be like it's a themed Thanksgiving movie. This year we probably won't do that for Thanksgiving, but obviously we got something up our sleeves. October is still gonna be spooky month.
October's fucking horror movies,
We got
baby.
something special for December. We'll save that announcement for a little bit later.
Wait.
Yeah, you just have to wait. Be patient.
Fun things coming up on Kentucky Fried Critics.
Yeah, always. Much like how last year for Christmas we cheated a little bit.
We fudged the rules a little.
And so we're going to do the same thing again, but this year for Halloween. So instead of a beer for every movie
everyone.
specifically, we have decided to take the easy way out, like for our Christmas. They were all just Christmas ales. We didn't worry about trying to find things that fit the right theme. This year we decided we'll do the same thing for October. I'll let Bo go ahead and take over from right here.
Yep. Fine. We cheated. All right. You guys win. We cheated. Fine. We took the easy route. We punked out on it. We're doing Shiner's seasonal Oktoberfest.
We're gonna be doing all Oktoberfest. That's the real kicker here.
That's the gimmick for this month.
Yeah.
Because it's October, get it?
Well, and what better to say?
And it makes us we can just pick whatever fucking movies
again,
we want.
Well, and we last year, we did do scary movies for October. They were a lot of ones that we liked, but we did some that neither one of us had ever seen. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was a good one. Or the Dead Snow.
Yeah. So I mean, it was good, but this year we wanted to be able just to be like how we did for Christmas, and that's why we had the gimmick. We just wanted to be like, these are some of our favorite
ones.
And so the best way to be able to do that is to not have to worry about the beer. And so Oktoberfest
makes it way easier.
Makes it way easier. This month is gonna be dedicated. We're gonna do a back and forth run here. I'm gonna be kicking us off with one of mine and one of Bo's. But so there are personal picks. They're things that we think people should see.
These are movies I'm like, we're gonna watch a scary movie. I'm just like, oh, have you seen this one?
I love scary movies. I've seen a lot. I used to be that guy who sat in the movie rental place and looked at the entire horror section,
all the backs of the boxes,
and I rented every cheap, cheesy, whatever you can think of. This pick is not one of my absolute favorites. It's not even one of them I would say is the scariest by any means. It is one that has stuck with me for a long time because of the age I was when I saw it.
That makes it very important, right?
It's Dr. Giggles again. We're not doing any kind of game anymore, so it's not like
you're not trying to make
if you're following our social media, you already know this. I'm not telling you anything,
and you should be.
I'm not trying to dance around it by any means.
You should definitely be following, liking, and subscribing.
Definitely, good way, good,
right?
Nice, natural way to throw that in there. But yeah, this is again, by no means is this a October favorite. It's not something I'm going back to every year. It's not one of those. It's not even something I would say.
Something you just remembered a couple months ago and was like, oh, that was great.
Well, no, I see things that just remind me of it. It is definitely, like I said, it's ingrained in my head. It scared me a lot as a child, the first time. You know what I mean? Every time after that, it's probably maybe one of the movies that got me into liking cheesy horror without me realizing it.
I could see that.
Once I got past being scared of this one,
how terrified you were.
Maybe it's what made me start to see the other ones and not care so much. But I don't know that for sure. I definitely just know that this one
traumatized you so much you were just numb.
Yes,
to everything else.
I definitely know that this one definitely affected me in some way, and that's why I remember
many
it.
nightmares.
Again, I just want to preface: this is not great cinema. This is not a classic horror movie. This is not like this is even like a hidden gem. I'm not telling you you guys need to go run out and see this.
Yeah, they do. Go watch
Well,
it.
I love
It's
again,
fun.
I'm not trying to talk down about it. I love this movie. I'm
I think
just
this one would be a great mystery science theater episode,
well, you mean or like what we're about to
or
do
about what
here,
we're about to do. Yeah,
where we can just really hack into some of the
the
cheesiness
cheesy
and the
awesomeness.
crazy fun that it is. Yes, I mean it's fun. It is hokey fun. As a kid, I didn't realize that. As a kid, like I just saw some of the
Well, yeah, and
traumatic
there's
stuff.
like you're a kid, doctors are scary to begin with, and then you have
Well,
this
some
this
traumatic stuff.
mad giggling doctor killing people. So
It
yeah,
was yeah.
your dude was scared the shit out of me. Ernest Scared Stupid scared
I
me
was
when
right to
I was
say.
little, so I
But
can't
yes,
say shit.
so this movie came out in '92. I don't think I saw it when it came out. When it was
Yeah,
probably
probably
it was
not.
probably the next year. It was probably on cable TV or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's no telling. Because I was at a cousin's house, maybe on a movie channel the next year. You know what I'm saying?
Remember
Like, might be like
those?
HBO or something
Yeah.
like that. Is definitely cheesy fun for sure. It is a '90s horror movie because like '80s horror movies were
Tits and
fake,
blood.
well, tits and fake gore. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like that's what they were all about. Don't get me wrong, there's some gore, but it's not we're at the precipice where they were trying to figure out how to make it look more realistic. Don't get me wrong, they did not.
No, they didn't. It was there's
But you can tell that that's what they were
they were trying
trying to
really
do,
fucking hard,
right?
man.
But this is also the beginning of the era where there is a lot of comedy hidden
Fuck
in this.
ton.
Some of it more in your face, some of it just straight schlock. Some of it, I mean, but there's definitely a lot of stuff.
One-liners
Yes, the
galore.
one-liners. He's got like action star
He
one-liners for some
does
of the.
every time he
He's
kills
like Freddy
somebody.
Krueger on crack,
It's
right?
fucking great,
Like
and they're all doctor related.
it's pretty good. I think we should just go ahead and address something that I didn't know about this, despite being one who said we should do this movie, because I probably only watched it like a handful of times in my life, really.
Yeah,
A couple of times as a kid because it scared me. A couple of times as an adult, like a decade ago or something, when I finally was able to find a DVD. Uh,
somehow.
yeah, and then now when I said we should
Now
do
when
it,
we should do this.
but yeah, so it is one of those movies that I definitely was just not aware about a lot of things of it, and so I was shocked to find out, despite the fact that it is in the intro, it says it right away. This is based on a Dark Horse comic book, and I
Yeah,
did look it up.
I saw that, and I
It
was
is
like,
an
"Oh,
actual
hey, I wonder if
comic
it's a
book.
comic."
I don't know anything else about it. If I would have looked at it when I found out about it, we never would have gotten to record this because I would have never watched the movie. I just would have got lost into the comic book because that's the way I
Nerd you
work.
are.
Yeah. So
He's
I
like,
was just
"Fuck
like,
the movie,
I will
the
find out
comic
more
book,
after this.
though."
Yeah, I was like, I will find out more afterwards. If people want to know, let me know. I'll tell you guys. I'll let you know what I find out.
Special bonus episode.
Right, something. I'll definitely keep you guys in mind. It is directed by again. You guys know us. We're not director people, but I told you in all good faith for the new season, I'm going to try to at least
Be better
tell
about it
you who
till it
they
is,
are.
yeah.
Try to at least do a minimal dive to see if they are people that maybe we do know and we just didn't
Didn't
realize we
realize
liked
it.
their work. Which is while filming recording these for the last year is something that I have become both of us
Yeah.
have become uniquely
I'm
aware of.
like, "Wow,
Sometimes these
I"
people have done a lot of things and we do enjoy their
yeah, I'm
specific
over
work.
here, I'm like, "Oh, I like more directors than I thought I did."
We just
Shit.
never took the time to
My
realize.
snobby movie credentials slipping away.
But yeah, so I did go ahead and find out this is Manny Kodo. He's a director, writer. He did both for this. He has done both for a lot of projects. He directed many episodes of different sci-fi projects, including being the showrunner for Enterprise for a couple of seasons. Gotta love our Trek.
Bacula.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say.
Well, again, that's the perfect melding of my sci-fi worlds, right?
Yeah, fucking Quantum
We
Leap,
got Quantum
Star
Leap
Trek.
and Star Trek all at the same time. Give me that fucking white swoop of hair. You guys know what I'm talking about if you like Bacula. Man knows what he's doing. I
Yeah, he
think it's like
does. The little curl.
styled it perfectly. We all want to go gray in one patch. Just
Oh
one. Just one
boy.
little. Yeah, beyond those though, I do have a couple of other things I want to mention about him. He also just directing, didn't do both, right?
Yeah,
As
just direct.
showrunner, he probably did both. He directed some, he
Yeah,
wrote
probably
some.
wrote some,
Uh, and then
fired people.
again, this movie he did both. He was the director. Well, I'm sorry, I think he did both for Star Kid. Have you ever seen the movie Star Kid? You
Oh,
know,
that's
where
where
he
he
gets
gets
the
the
aliens?
suit?
He is the writer-director for that movie.
Right,
I think there might have been
nice.
someone else with him, for writing, so that's why I, have him
Well, I mean,
after the
when
fact,
we
but
do
so
that one, we'll credit that guy too, but until
uh
then, Manny Koto.
oh, but on top of that, he wrote only writing, but again, the next one, this is gonna make sense. He wrote for Tales from the Crypt Keeper, not Tales from the Crypt, the cartoon,
Oh, the
the Saturday morning
cartoon?
cartoon. He also just directing, not the writer. He was the director of Xenon, the sequel, the
The
sequel to Xenon, the girl of
yeah.
the 21st
Yeah, it
century.
wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was pretty good. We got a
Uh,
lot more of that weird band that they were obsessed with in
yeah,
the sequel.
Protozoa. I'm sorry, I just had to throw
Is
that
that
out
the
there.
name of the band? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But so again, we do love Manny Koto. We wanted to give that shout out. Rest in peace. He is
Yeah,
gone
rip.
last year.
Was it that short a time
Yeah,
ago?
yeah. It's been very recent. He definitely did a lot of projects that we obviously feel a large connection to, and we were able to add one. Well, I already had this, but you were able to add one more onto the list of things that you like that he's done now with this one. Or at least I hope you like it enough to be like, I'll say that's one of his good
Fuck
projects.
yeah, I like this movie.
The cast for this movie we definitely have to stop to talk about because these are some huge people just way before they were doing
Yeah,
certain
way they're
other things.
doing anything, really.
Now the first one we mentioned, obviously, Dr. Giggles himself. That's Larry Drake. He is a guy. I promise you've seen him in things. He plays a gentle giant and stuff. Go ahead. I see you're dying to say what you know him from specifically.
Darkman 1, 2,
Yes,
and
I was
3.
gonna say Darkman.
Darkman 1, 2, and 3. He's in all of them. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's the bad guy,
Yeah, he's the
right? Like a mob boss.
mob boss
Yeah.
dude.
That's what I was gonna say. You know him. He's usually mob bosses, and that's the one that I
Yeah,
was
he's
gonna
really good
say.
at that.
He also sometimes is just a gentle giant, right? Like he's just like because he's a big
Yeah,
guy.
he's a
He
big
just plays
dude.
a really kind of quiet, nice heart, like good-hearted.
Good-hearted dude.
Yeah, I mean, but I promise when you see him, you're gonna be like, oh, I've seen him before. But yeah, Larry Drake. Again, Darkman is definitely the first thing that comes to
That's the
my
first
mind
one
too.
I thought of.
Because I love Darkman, but I definitely I'm aware it's not it's not like a huge blockbuster hit. Everybody's not aware of
You
Darkman.
should yeah, I
They should
mean,
be. It's some of Liam Neeson's finest work being Darkman. And again, you don't even really see him.
yeah,
It's
he's
great.
got the
I mean, he's
mask and
got the
shit.
what's not the wrap
The wrap
at
or
best.
whatever it
It's
is.
like he's like a mummy with a melted face underneath. Come on.
Mummy Cop.
Dude, I had a bunch of Darkman comic books when I was a kid. I love Dark.
I never read any of the
Oh
comic
yeah, you
books.
should, dude. They're cool. They're
I need
good.
to start buying comic books.
Yeah. Then though, after Dr. Giggles, we have our main character, Jennifer, our I don't want to say Scream Queen,
No,
right? Like she's not that type of character. She's
Final Girl?
yeah, ish. Probably closer to that. But like I
Hero. I'll call it a hero.
sure.
She wins in the end.
She's to me, she's just like Sydney Prescott in Scream,
Oh, yeah,
right?
I can
Like
see that.
despite the fact that they did give Nev a couple of screams because it is called Scream. She's not your quote unquote screaming girl. She's not the one who's just like constantly afraid. She is not, however, also generally the heroine. She's not that type of girl.
No.
She's not
Not till
she's
like the last 5
well,
minutes.
she's not like Jamie Lee Curtis in everything except for the first Halloween. She's not like that kind of star. She's not the one who's pseudo fighting back
Yeah.
and this and that. She is
She's not Ripley.
yeah, she's not, but she's not totally helpless. She's not totally, despite the fact that they set her character up to be
To
totally
be pretty
helpless.
helpless because she's got
She's
like
got
a
a heart
heart
problem.
condition and shit. I'm like a whole movie. I'm expecting her to
Just die
have the
without
heart attack.
anything to
Yeah,
do with
without
him,
anything to do
right?
with him.
Just coincidentally.
Yeah, she has the heart attack, and then he's like, oh well, I'll just go fix her, right?
It
No, I
is-
thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, the movie takes a couple of really weird turns, weird choices for what it decides to do.
Yeah,
But again, now that I
rewrites
know
and
it's from a
stuff.
comic book, I don't know. Like maybe this came straight from the
Oh,
comics.
it might have.
I'm not sure. The next person that we'll mention, again, because if we're gonna keep in our line, oh, I didn't even say what she's from, did I?
No,
Or who it was? I think
no,
I
I don't
just
think
said
you
her
did. I
name.
think her name's the
Jen.
character.
And so Jennifer is played by Holly Marie Combs. I'm sorry, already I'm going off like the rails completely. But yeah, Holly Marie Combs. She is from Charmed. She is one of our sisters. She is the middle sister. I'm not good with Piper. Maybe I'm not. I watched all of that show. I know you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you informed me you've
I
never seen it.
missed it
You
somehow.
really need to go back.
I feel-
It's on something. I'm
I
sure
really
you can find
do.
it because you watch everything else that the people who are fans of that also
have watched.
Yeah, like you're in the Venn diagram of shows.
Shit's right there.
Yeah,
I
yeah, like
somehow still went. Woo.
like it is one of those things where the Venn diagram is almost totally overlapped circles, and somehow you made it into the fringe because like most people who watch like Angel and Buffy, well, and specifically like Angel, like like not necessarily Buffy, but like the adult shift into what is Angel, like
Yeah,
because it's on the same network. It was on the same net. It was like Charmed and it were at the same time, same
like
network. Whereas in Buffy started on,
CW or whatever.
yeah. Whereas in Buffy started on like UPN and shifted to CW, right? Like so they had the same like kind of like core feeling from the very beginning. I know. I mean, again,
Woo.
I'm not trying to say like it is crazy that you have. I'm not trying to convince you though. I was just like
I'm
saying
trying to
like,
defend myself to the people. I'm
oh,
like, it's not my fault. It just
well, yeah,
went
you
over
were
my
young.
head.
You were definitely young. Like, but speaking on Angel and Charmed and how it's crazy that you watched one of these but not the other. Our other main character, as I was like, giddily about to skip over everything I just said, is Glenn Quinn. He is the Irish guy on Angel. I can't again. I'm not great with character names like this unless I just got
It's
finished
been
watching it.
too long
Too
since
long.
I've watched
Again, I love
Angel.
that
I
show,
do too.
but he also
It was on TV the last time I watched
well,
it.
not only that, but the actor who, Glenn Quinn, he died, and he was only in the first 2 seasons because
Yeah.
he died in real life, and they had to write his character off. So again,
Yeah,
like,
right when him and like Cordelia's
yes,
character
and
were
so I
starting to
don't. That's part of why it is, like it's harder to remember when I probably watched like more seasons of that show without him than
yeah.
with him. It makes it hard, despite the fact that
Sad.
I do love him. And well, he is also Mark and Roseanne, so like I do know his name of his character in at least one thing. Main reason wanted to make sure to mention Angel is because he is Irish. That is real. That was his real accent all of the time. This
This
and
and
Roseanne,
Roseanne's but
that's
man, what
fake.
a good American
Yeah,
accent.
it is though. That's I mean, he's very
Fantastic.
convincing. Yeah, these are examples of him doing his American accent. He is actually Irish when he was doing
Wish my Irish accent was
when
that
he was
good.
doing
Jeez.
Angel. That was him getting to be like, "Fuck, thank
Fuck, I
God, I'm
don't have
finally really me."
I can just show up to work and talk.
Those are really what I would say are the only main characters in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, that we've got some police officers and they talk.
Yeah,
They're
they're pretty
they get their
important. They're like
scenes.
side
Well, they get
characters.
their scenes, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that they're really that important. They're
No.
none
But
of
they're
them.
not like the usual like bumbling stupid
Yeah,
police
no, no.
officers.
Well,
Well, one of them kind of is.
yeah,
But he's traumatized. It's not really his fault. He
sure,
he saw it. He just didn't want to deal
I
with it.
guess. But there are a couple of people that pop up that we definitely want to drop a name for. One of which being Dougie Doug. I love Dougie Doug.
Fucking cool
Boy,
runnings,
cool runnings
man.
in like almost
That
any
darn cat when he in that movie.
yeah, any hip urban comedy in the
Comedy
90 in the
movie.
early
Yeah.
90s. He was gonna be in it because that's the kind of guy he was. He's charismatic, and so like if you wanted it
He's
to be
super fucking
yeah, if you
funny.
wanted it to be funny and not coming across like almost a little bit intimidating, he was the guy. You're gonna be like, oh, this guy is very approachable. We like him, so we can do like a inner city thing and make sure everybody feels like, oh, it's okay, it's approachable. This
Yeah.
guy's good. I like
He's a
this guy.
nice
Dougie Doug's
guy.
good. He's always
Dougie Doug
smiling
is
real
always
big.
smiling and
Yeah, I
shit.
love Dougie Doug. Even in this, he was scared. He was still smiling pretty big while he was scared. Give the guy credit.
Yeah,
He's not in
he
much of
didn't
this.
stop smiling until he got stuck in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
back. That was when it
Until there
finally
was no
stopped.
way you're gonna
Because
smile.
even
Yeah.
there at the end, he was cracking a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I love Dougie
Wasn't
Doug.
really a tasteful joke at the time, but it was still funny to me.
We also the dad in the show is Cliff DeYoung. I only looked that up and wrote it down because I know I've seen him in a ton of stuff. I did not take the time to look it up. But
He's
he's
one
one
of
of those
those
guys. You know what I
guys.
mean? Like now on that note, I didn't get the actual actor's name for this one. But you recognized him from a whole bunch of
All
things.
the shit that I didn't
Yeah.
recognize, I got this guy.
Uh
Pegged him immediately.
but so I didn't get his name because I didn't recognize him from anything. But he also did suffer the same, like in my head, I kept picturing a different person syndrome. I kept seeing him and thinking of the guy from Twin Peaks, the agent from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And specifically like that era him. Because like this dude's got like the jet black
And
hair.
the
We kept seeing
quaff,
him,
right?
from profile. And so
Same
and
similar
this is
nose and
92,
shit.
so it's like Twin Peaks. And so like I kept seeing him from profile and then being like, "Oh, it's oh."
Oh no, it's
And it would
not.
trick me every time. Like every time I'd be like, "It's him," because it looked so much in profile.
It
Like
really
that's
does.
who's
When you
about to
said it, I
turn.
was like, oh shit, he
When he
does.
turns, you're just like, "Oh,
No,
it's not
it's
him."
brought on. It's not the same
But yeah,
guy.
he's the doctor. He's her doctor, her
Dr.
yeah.
Chamberlain.
Which I guess is
Something
the town's doctor, but somehow specifically her heart doctor. And then I have issues with it. We'll get into it. I have issues because they say a couple things about the town's doctor, which I feel like could not have been him.
him, yeah.
But we'll get there. We'll get
But
into it.
I you thought Twin Peaks. I'm watching him and shit. I'm like,
No,
"Why?"
you knew the things he's
I'm
actually
like
from.
why am I
He is
wanting to
not
put
from
him
this.
I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I wanting to put him in like a blue pajama suit and shit? And I'm just like, oh, he's from fucking Star Trek. Lots of it too. He's been in Next Gen, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, like we just mentioned. So maybe that's how he got the job on Enterprise. Kodo remembered him from this and was like, look, I need another
I'd like
guy.
to think that because I'd love to think that
They
the
just have
world
a
of Star Trek is
yeah.
like that. Like it's like a big
It's a
club.
it's a big club. You were in one.
Family. You
Yeah,
were
it's a
about to
big
say
family.
family. Don't take it back. Let's stick with it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
good with
nice.
that.
I like family.
I see people like Tim Russ, I think family. Right? He strikes me as the kind of guy that is like, come into our Star Trek
Yeah.
family.
Hey, oh, you were on the show? Brother.
Right?
He would totally do it.
Spread the Tuvok love. I know he's a Vulcan, but we all know he has love in his heart.
Right.
Come on. I think on that note, we have definitely tangented off once or twice.
Yeah.
But we have definitely covered all the people that we need to talk about, where they are, who they are, if we know who they are.
Now, let's talk about why they are here.
Man, I don't know how to answer that one. Go ahead and just get into how it starts. I did not look at anything to like again like this was a cheap movie. This was not a high budget.
Clearly.
This is not Elfman doing compose. I didn't look at it, who's in charge of the music
or
in any
anything.
kind of way.
They did a good job. I liked it.
You know me, the only one I really care about is what we open with and if it sets the tone. And this set the tone.
Oh,
It's
it
got
was
like
really
this like
cool.
brooding, foreboding, like weird, flowy kind of. But then that immediately transitions us into what we see while we're opening, which is the cheesiest 90s computer generated
fucking
red blood cells pumping through a vein
all the way out through to the heart.
It is so bad.
And that would have been fine if we just stopped there and like it like out and then like,
I
it's like,
don't
oh,
even-
it's a heart, but no, it keeps going.
Well, you're
then the
nicer
knife
than-
like comes in.
You're nicer than I am.
Shit.
I don't know if I would even said it looks okay. It's pretty rough looking, dude. It's
For 92, I mean, for as
Oh.
cheap as they had it, I mean,
I
Could
know,
have
I
been
know, but
way
I'm just saying.
worse.
But yeah, no,
But
the
they
scalpel,
definitely- it definitely went too long. They should have stopped and then just cut out to a reel and then have him cut like a
yeah,
fake
no,
heart.
they did it for way too long. The scalpel that goes in is so horrible looking.
bad.
It doesn't finally look right until we're totally transitioned out.
And
right?
it's our dude. It's Dr. Giggles laughing his sweet ass off because, well, he's dead now, trying to like he's giving a surgery lecture. So-
Yeah.
and there's people up in the thing watching, and you think
Well,
for a
and
minute it's like, oh, so
It
like
totally
he's
no,
a real
when
doctor.
it first starts, it seems normal.
Yeah,
the
it seems
observation room is calm.
No.
It just seems like there's people watching around. The one dude looks like he's smoking a cigarette.
yeah.
Right? I noticed I kept seeing like the smoke like twist around the glass and stuff. I was like,
Back when you could smoke in hospitals.
yeah. Well, in an observation room too, of all places, where the oxygen would be coming up to
Coming
the
up
top,
out of where? Yeah.
raising
fine.
to the top of the room. But yeah, so
they got a big fan up there.
when it first starts, you're totally just like, oh,
it's just
you think you're like, oh, he must go crazy, right? Like
yeah,
you're like,
right,
oh, it
like
seems
oh,
like
he
we're
this
seeing
is
him
where he
before,
loses
right?
his shit.
Yeah, we're seeing him before he loses it. No, we quickly hear from people outside, like coming in that it's an escape
One dude
patient.
is missing. Where's he at?
Yeah, it's an escape patient, and so it is what
This
it
is where we get his name, and the guard is like, "Oh no, Dr. Giggles." And
He's
like,
like,
"What?
"What do you
It's
mean?"
just his nickname." He
Nobody knows his real name.
Yeah.
Like apparently he's been here. This is like some Michael Myers shit.
yeah, he's
Like,
been there for like 30 years.
He's
or
been there so
something.
long, nobody knows what his original name
Massive
was.
IQ. He's like a prodigy,
Yeah.
and they go through the door, and there he is. He's got I guess the real doctor all cut up and stuff.
Yeah. And then we also hear them say, upstairs, he's released all the patients.
Yeah, because everybody that was up in the observation
And so
deck
we
just
see them,
starts going laughing.
they are
and shit.
all absolutely,
bad shit.
yes.
One lady just licking the fucking glass, laughing. But this is how he escaped, right? He kills his way out the fucking door. He stops and kills the nurse for a second.
Well, before we even get there, the nurse, so Well, that's what I was gonna say. Before we start to leave the building, that's the first one-liner. Like, you say
Right?
he's got these one-liners. That's my this is the first one. This is what lets you
Yeah,
know
this
the
is the first
one-liners.
one.
He drapes the hands of the dude he just killed
Over the
over
nurse's
her
shoulders.
shoulders.
Should have kept his hands to himself, man.
Man, these one-liners are
Oh,
great.
they're all
No,
throughout the
I mean,
movie.
no. When you hear the first one, you kinda just are like, "Oh, I wonder if we're gonna keep going there." But again, you gotta remember, this is after we've already had a couple of Nightmare on Elm Streets. This is, like,
We're used to the smart
this
assy killer
this
by
is
this
a
point.
type of horror bad guy,
Yeah.
like, sometimes the villains are quippy. They've got
And they
quips.
have wit. They like, I mean, you gotta make yourself fucking laugh while you're doing
Uh,
your hacking.
my only note to myself about when he did the hand thing was that again, if you're looking at this from he's a dude that actually made a decision to do that. He did that just for the quip, just for the
Just
one-liner,
so he could
because
make
he
that
totally could have
line
just taken the ring off
and put it
and
on
put it on
his
his
hand. Yeah, it
finger
totally
to
would have
trick
worked.
her. She wasn't paying enough attention to know if that was the right hand.
He thought of it in the operating room when he pulled out the saw thing. He's just like, I'm gonna cut his arms off. I'm gonna get that bitch nurse who wouldn't give me an extra juice.
Yeah, he does. He makes his escape while everybody else is. I mean, it was genius. Like, he
Yeah.
knew that letting everybody else free would give him the opportunity
Time
to
to
just
get the
like
fuck
walk
out.
out, and so he did. Made his way out.
Steals
To,
kills a
kills
guy in his
another guy at
car.
the car. It's I guess it's
Waits. He's smart. Waits till he like slides his key card in to open the gate,
Well, I
and
think
then kills
it
him.
has to be another doctor.
Yeah,
And
had to have
well, the
been.
only reason I say this is because later on we see him use a car phone in this car.
Right. So yeah, it had to have been because
It's
only a
way
doctor could
later,
afford
but
that.
again, like, we don't see him steal another car, so it has to be this one. So who in 1992 has a car phone? Working in that
Senators.
working in that facility.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's got to be a
It's got to
doctor.
be
It's
a
not the
doctor.
janitor, right? Like, we know it's a doctor.
I mean, janitor running drugs out the back.
But yeah, so he steals this car to go back home, to go back where it all started from. More high, out in the middle of
Hey.
nowhere, small town with more in the title. I felt very
Well, yeah,
connected
me
to
too.
this,
I was
right?
like,
It's in the
can
woods, different type of
can
trees. It was a different type of
yeah, it was
trees.
different type of trees. They're more.
There was pine trees looking.
Yeah, it looked like they were more out westy.
Yeah, because again, like, they looked very much, they were Christmas tree esque shape, right? So they were pine trees. We are not in a
Finest.
pine forest, so that's my main thing. We
Yeah,
are
we're
definitely
in a hardwood forest.
yes, we are in a forest. It's not that type of forest.
Hardwood capital of the world, baby.
Supposedly, it's one of those things I don't know
I've
how
never
you
had it
check
verified.
but
It's
yeah.
just been the joke forever.
Well, it's on all our signs and stuff, man. Well, yeah, we are from a place that is also named more in the woods, so I felt very much a connection to this that I probably didn't realize as a child that
yeah,
I
probably
would
it was just
ever
more
notice. Yeah,
subconscious
yeah.
back then. This time
Might have
watching it,
might have
I
been the
laughed.
reason-
I was like, ha, basically Moorhead.
Might have been the reason why I was so scared as a kid and didn't realize it,
yeah.
right? Like, I was like, maybe he could
Because
come
the rhyme, the nursery
right.
rhyme works.
And maybe it would have in my head.
In
I
your
didn't
head,
hear
just
it right.
change it to Moorhead. Oh,
Maybe
dude, works great.
Maybe we're unwrapping why I was so scared as a child, like minute by minute as we go here.
It's a good thing I didn't watch this fucking movie when I was a kid. I never went to a doctor again.
So we finally see as they roll back into more high. He rolls in his car, and we transition from him to teenagers.
It's summertime, and everybody's happy running out of the building. We never really did.
Yeah, well, and it was so strange, this weird grouping. I didn't buy any of these people as being friends with
Friends?
each other.
At
They
all.
didn't seem like any of them knew each other at all. But then
No.
they were just like, "Yeah, you're my friends. We're gonna hang out later, right?
Yeah, we're going to the
Blah, blah, blah."
party up by the point, right? Don't
Except for the
forget.
two girls, they were not friends. The two slut girls. I mean, I don't want to say that, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
slutty-
the character.
the-
This
the-
is 92.
yeah.
That's definitely the character. That's what they were. That's the character.
No, I
type.
guarantee you in the script character descriptions.
Oh,
the
yeah.
mean slutty girls.
It's probably what was written in what they got handed when they were
Yeah.
being cast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to. It's not what I would call them today. They seem like normal people. Like all of the again, like most stereotypes from the time were very over the top and not true. People are just people. But that's certainly what they want you to think about the girl. Those two girls are probably the only two that are not friends. And they do immediately leave because they're going to hit on the mountains. What are they
the
called?
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, Twin Peaks. That's what they call them.
So that show had definitely come out by that point because they
Yeah.
reference it and they're twins, these giant like 6 foot
Blonde.
tall blonde.
I didn't buy them
basketball
as high
players.
school kids.
I didn't either. I was like, no, those dudes are in their 20s.
Although that being said, Holly Marie Combs might be the only one of the people that we
It's
see as, like, main
probably
teenagers here that I buy as a
yeah.
teen I don't even buy Glenn Quinn necessarily as
No, not
like,
really.
maybe 20, so not far off of teenager, but I don't buy him as finishing high school. And I don't even think any of these people necessarily graduated high school. You know, they're not treating it like it was
It's
their last day
graduation,
ever.
yeah,
They're treating it like it was the last day this
of
year,
school. So they're
right?
going back for their junior year.
Or
I just
something,
got
right?
my license.
Well,
You're
they
25.
right? So that's what I mean, like, none of them necessarily like, Dougie Doug definitely
Yeah,
didn't
no,
look like he
definitely.
was
He
a
was
junior in high school either. Uh, Holly Marie Combs, so she definitely did, our main Jennifer. Um, also, I found out she was apparently up against, Jennifer Aniston and
hey.
someone else for the role, which makes sense because this is also the era that Jennifer Aniston did Leprechaun,
Yeah?
and so, like, she was doing these type of
You think
movies.
she turned it down because she'd already done a horror movie?
No, I don't think she turned it down. I think
Oh,
they
okay.
she didn't get the part. Yeah, it wasn't she wasn't big enough 90 again, it's 92, she wasn't big enough to turn down anything.
Yeah, not yet.
If
Just a
yeah,
couple more
yeah,
years.
if they offered it to her, she would have taken it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This is a lot more of a Holly Marie Combs beat those people out
I
for the
don't feel
part.
like it would have changed the
Oh, no.
movie
The
much.
character type is the same, and again, like, I mean,
It's not like
none of this was
it's
none of
not like casting Steve Buscemi for Tim Roth in
well,
Four Rooms.
yes,
That's a
yeah.
drastically
Well,
different
and
movie
yeah, none of their acting was big enough or important enough for
for
it
it
to
to
matter,
matter.
right? Like, it's not that type of movie. They're not
Just
setting up grand
be
things here.
scared.
Yeah, as long as you can convincingly make me think you're scared,
Act like your chest hurts. You good at that?
then we're gonna be
Okay.
okay. Once we see the group of teenagers disperse, though, because it quickly happens. The
Yeah.
2 girls are the first, then the rest of them are like, "We're gonna meet up
Yeah,
later, right? I'm gonna
Dougie Doug
talk
and
to
his
you."
boys are like, "We were gonna go on an expedition."
Trotter,
Trotter.
yeah, right? Trotter
What
and
was the other
Stu.
Stu? I was gonna say, what's the other fucker's name?
Which Stu was the oldest looking one of the
He
bunch.
he
He looked
was.
like 35.
He did.
Like Stu, I was like,
He looked like a 30-year-old man, like, still
"Oh,
trying to,
I
like,
was
show up at the
sh
party for the high school kids,
he's the undercover cop," where it's
right?
like, "We all know you are, but we just let you think we don't know."
"Hello, fellow kids.
Right? Like, it
Where are the drugs at
when
today?"
you see Stu, if you go watch the movie, you'll know what we're talking about. That dude was
And they did everything they could to
oh,
try
no.
and make him
He
look
put the
as young.
backwards
The
hat on.
backward hat, the, like, weird curly
He got to be the one
bangs.
that was the obnoxious, like, kinda like, "I'm so cool,"
Yeah.
like, to overplay, like, he's young, and it's like, "No. No, he's not. He's
He
hip."
drives the douche Jeep,
Yes. Yes.
standard
Top
issue.
down all the time.
Up, standard issue.
Yeah, it was
But he looked
yeah,
like their older cousin that
come and
keep
hang out for
coming
the
and hang
summer or
out with him.
something. Yeah, so, Trotter and Stu and their girls, they're going together right now. They're all off, but they tell the Jennifer that, we'll all meet up later,
Yep,
right?
up at Breeders' Point.
Yeah. And so they all do that. Jen and Max go their own way, but Max is dropping Jennifer off at a hospital appointment, doctor
Yeah,
appointment.
she has to go to the doctor because
And so,
she's got a bad heart.
well, we find that out right away, and I'm glad we do. I'm glad they didn't like try to
Drag it
prolong it
out.
out. Like we find out right out the gate.
This is
She's
where we
got a
get
bad
Star
heart.
Trek man,
Yeah.
Dr. Chamberlain.
A small town doctor that is somehow like he is her primary
Primary heart
doctor.
doctor and the guy who's going to do the surgery if it
Mhm. But
happens.
he is a small again, this is a
He's just a small
I will
town.
attest to
He's
the
just
fact
a small town country doctor.
I will attest to the fact that this town looks roughly the size of our town, and we like to give it a lot of shit for being small. It is technically on the larger side of that type of thing and growing. We are surrounded by super small towns, though,
Yeah.
but we are still not big enough to say I've got a heart surgeon.
No, you gotta go to Lexington for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a pretty nice hospital if you get shot or in a car
Yeah, no, I mean,
accident.
it's definitely better than, again, a lot of the
Yeah.
surrounding
But this
area.
guy is just like
This
working out of his house.
essentially, and they're telling us he is the guy who's her primary heart care provider.
Hmm?
No.
He's
I
got a surgery table down in
I
the basement.
Well, we see that's the thing at all of
Apparently, a
these
thing these
doctors in
guys
this
do.
movie.
His is probably way nicer, I'm
Well, it's just
sure.
because it's newer. Remember the
Yeah,
other
he's
one's
got
from
all
the
the
50s. We gotta wait. It'll make more sense, I promise. We find out she's got a heart defect. He then tells us she's not allowed to have caffeine. She's not allowed to
no
drink.
no coffee, no tea,
She can't
no
have sex,
alcohol.
essentially,
Yeah,
because she can't do
no
anything that
strenuous
yes.
activity.
And so you're just like, wow, she's a
And it's the beginning
teenager.
of summer.
And she's a teenager that can do nothing. Well, but again, that like if her heart's that bad, it's not even like that's new. Like, she's just always not been able to do it's not like we
Right.
heard him tell her that, and it's the first day she's ever gotten told she can't do those things. That was definitely a conversation like, "You know you're not supposed to I wanna
Yeah.
remind you,
I'm gonna
please do
try and
not."
do it anyway.
Yeah, like, again, well, it's a teenager, you
Yeah.
have to tell you can't trust telling them once, and they're gonna do it. You have to even as a doctor who's a third party not
Right.
related,
As soon as
you
he says it, he's like, "No one's listening
I'm
to
gonna have to say
me."
this 18 more times.
Yep, she's gonna
Uh,
forget. She immediately forgot already.
I would say she did. Or not, immediately, but she definitely, like, within hours,
Yeah,
because
within hours. Yeah,
this whole
because
movie takes place in, like,
like
a
a
night,
night
and so, like, within a couple of hours, she's throwing caution to the wind and doesn't
sitting there
care
drinking
anything
wine.
about this. Yeah, we don't wanna jump too
That's not.
far.
That's
Yeah,
that's that's still about an
she
hour
plays
from.
it good. She's our good girl for a long time.
Yeah.
She does not immediately start drinking. When she leaves the doctor, she gets to go home. We see the dilapidated house. This is the house where, Doctor Giggles slid off to earlier,
Yeah, this
right?
is his childhood home where his daddy lived, Doctor Rendell,
Yes. Evan Rendell, because
Evan
he is
Rendell.
junior,
Yeah. Did you see
which they only
they
do
carved it into the
he carved it into
door?
the glass, and I think one of the cops says it in passing, but he says it in a way where it could just be like, you always call someone who you don't know the name of kid
Yeah,
junior, like, "Oh,
we don't
junior
actually. That
there,"
was a
right?
good point. Could not be Evan. Could just be what we're calling him because his
No,
dad
but
was
the
Evan.
sign was carved, so it's
So yeah, I know. Yeah, he
no, that
definitely
one
did
was
that.
and that he did that, so yeah, no, he is definitely Evan Junior.
Yeah, I just proved my own theory with one word.
Yeah. But yeah, like the cop was the one where it's like if that was supposed to help us know, it didn't technically
Yeah.
help because that is a turn of phrase that doesn't necessarily mean like actually his name is also Evan
So you were right. Good guess.
Rendell.
Must be
Remember, it
some.
has to be Rendell because it has to rhyme
Mhm.
because this is the kind of movie where we get one of those. Very
We
shortly,
get
we'll
a
hear the
fucking
teenagers doing
nursery
one of these
rhyme.
rhymes. Before we get to that, though, I do have to pause to say, as we see Dr. Giggles, Evan, Junior,
I
whatever you want to call him.
just called him Giggles.
Yeah. When we see him breaking into this office in the basement,
They're a very, very nice actual like sheetrock wall.
it was like very nice. Like someone spent a
Someone
lot of like
some money on this. It wasn't just they just went and tacked up some boards and
yeah,
closed off the
so
office.
w we will find out that they tell us a story to make us think that maybe the house was abandoned right then, because like, they're gonna tell us, like, dude got stoned to
Yeah,
death and
the
things, like
townspeople turned on him Freddy Krueger style, drug him out in the street and beat him
so
to
again,
death.
if that's what happened, no why is it
Yeah, why
drywalled?
is there a
It
drywall?
would have been planked over.
Yeah.
If it's drywalled over,
So,
they sold this
yeah,
house to somebody,
somebody sold this house or
and
tried to anyway.
we'll address why that's crazy
What kind
later.
of
I mean, it's
lie?
kinda
Kind of
crazy
lie you
anyway.
gotta tell people.
It's kinda crazy anyway, but when we get to address again, I want this to be a surprise because it's a little bit of a shock in the movie when you get to find out. There is a shocking factor for why it's insane that they would have drywalled over this and then sold it to somebody.
Yep.
Right now, we don't know. We see that there is a doctor's
Office in the basement.
office
Office
in the basement.
in the basement of a decently sized house.
I can buy everything that
It's
we see
not
right
it's not
now.
huge. I could buy that you turn your office into your or your
Un
basement into your
Yeah,
office. I could
can
totally
totally
buy
buy
that.
that. That's not a problem.
Totally fine.
We see that there is we don't know what it is yet, but we see the stone walls. What we will later find out is definitely the operation room.
Yeah.
Because we see he's cleaning up in there, right? He's
Yep,
like
he's
getting
getting
himself a good
ready.
clean shave. He finds his daddy's suit,
Hey, even his watch too has like the nice
the
gold
doctor bag.
watch
He
and
finds
shit. Oh, he
everything.
finds all of it.
Yeah, he's ready to go. He is officially Doctor Giggles up,
Yep.
right? If
He
you
is
will.
now Dr. Evan Rendell Jr.
I guess in the parlance of modern movies, right? Like it's Morbin time.
Yep.
It's giggling
His
time.
giggling time.
He's officially ready to go at this point. But yeah, so then we get to see the home life of Jennifer, right? Because that's where this was just like a pause because
Yeah,
she
he's
saw
like
the
he's
dilapidated house and they were like,
yeah,
"This is what's going
she
on
kinda heard
inside."
the
Yeah,
banging and was
and
like,
so they
"What's
were like,
that?" And then just walked
so they
on.
showed us real quick, but then we get to actually see her home life. Her home life is crazy.
A little
So
weird.
she's got a young stepmom. Again, at first we don't know that. Could have been mom. We don't know.
Yeah,
Although
because
the
that's
ages
what they
definitely would never have
yeah, you're
lined up.
like, "Well, that's an awful young person to cast
Casting,
as her
yeah, you're like
mom."
casting was horrible. But then we hear dad. Her mom died.
And she's the new girlfriend.
Yeah,
And it'll take some time for her to get used to because He's like, "Oh, is it because your heart's messed up?" And he's like, "No, it's her."
Right, well, you wanna be
Like
like,
like,
"No, it's because
you're
she's my age,
yeah, she's
dad."
like 2 years older than me, Dad. That's a little weird.
She talks to dad, she tells him and again, I'm glad she tells him because we didn't really see this thing,
Yeah, the heart monitor
but
thing.
she
She's
is
like,
now hooked up with
got a
this
new accessory.
full monitor thing, and for this is 92, so this isn't going somewhere. This has gotta be big enough that it's, like, got the actual
Battery and shit.
storage
Yeah,
device
the
inside of it. In 92, a storage device is not small.
about,
Yeah,
bigger than your phone. It was
she was
pretty
walking
big.
around with essentially, like, something the
Like
size
an
of one of
old
those old
Walkman.
tape recorder things.
Yeah.
Well, like, the ones where you would push the button on down here. You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I know what
about.
you're talking about. The old, like, school
Yeah,
ones.
you push the button down here and it
If you
stands
were lucky,
tall.
you could get the cool one that had the little tiny
Yes,
cassette
I
tape.
know what you're talking
I
about.
like those.
But yeah, so she is definitely walking around with some weight on her.
And
It's
it's
because
just
she's a tiny girl
yeah,
too.
she's
Like,
like
I
if
mean,
you it's definitely sticking out the side of her
yeah,
fucking
so it's one
belt.
of those things where it's like, did you have to tell him? Shouldn't he have been like, what's that in my peripheral that is like bulging out of your shirt?
It's with the box.
This is one of the first times where it gets a little weird because she starts talking about the doctor and he's like, yeah, we're best friends.
Yeah, I've known that guy forever. He's a good doctor.
So again, it's weird because we're like, she needs a heart specialist. He is not only just a doctor in this town, he's a doctor who's always lived in this town.
Just happens to be a heart
Well,
specialist.
wouldn't that be
That's
crazy?
the best goddamn coincidence ever, isn't it?
Wouldn't that be
My
crazy?
small town country doctor's the best heart surgeon in the world, coincidentally enough.
No.
Sure, I'll go with it. Fine.
He basically just tells her like, "Well, you know, we gotta be careful. You know what happened with your mom. We don't want
Yeah.
to. You don't need to be too again. Like right now, they're skirting around it. We
Yeah,
don't
we don't
really
know
know,
what happened, just
but
know
we
your
know
mom
something
died.
happened with the mom, and it definitely is related to a surgery because she is super nervous
Yeah,
about
she
her
does not
surgery.
want that surgery.
I don't think this is a. It's not like a groundbreaking. We can just go ahead and talk about this.
Yeah.
Her mom died under the knife.
Yeah, she went in for a routine surgery and never came back, and
Yeah.
she's been fucked up about it ever
Yep.
since.
And
And
so
even she says that. She's like, "I need to get over it. I'm kind of, like, self-centered about this."
now I will bring this back up later when the movie does, but like the announcement that that's what it is isn't it's not like important to the story. Like how she died barely matters even too, right? Like
Yeah.
everything is more just about the ailment that she has is what is important to the story. This though is a good transition point for us to talk about his mom because we get to see his flashback. This is when we get the real flashback, the
Yeah.
sepia toned flashback. You
Where
know
he's
you're getting a
where
flashback.
he's cutting open the fucking bear
Yes.
and shit.
And again, this
"Daddy, I
flashback,
wanna be a doctor."
this is one of those things where again, like I like this movie. It's a pretty decent story. It's kind of funny. The pacing is so weird
It is. It's
because
very
we just
weird.
step into this flashback without
Yeah, because
provocation.
he's just, like, looking through, like, his
Yeah, he's
dad's
just at home.
pictures.
Yeah, yeah. But there's no build up. Like, I
No.
mean, we don't. He
It
just
just
sees
cuts from
something.
one scene over to
They don't
this.
even like look at the picture long enough for us to be like, oh, he's wanting to. We're about to do
It's like
this.
he's
He's
just
like
shuffling
flipping. Yeah, yeah,
papers.
yeah. And so like we have
Like
no
he's
idea.
looking for something specific, and then it's like flashback.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Here we
when I
are.
wanted to be a doctor,
But
and
so
Daddy was so proud.
well, in this flashback specifically, compared to all the rest of them, is very much like, well, is it troublesome or is it not? Because right, like it starts off and you see him and you hear the knife and he's cutting up, and you're like, man, that kid's fucked up, right? But then you see it to his dad's a doctor, and he's like, I just
Yeah,
want to be like you,
or
daddy. And you're
and
like, oh,
like,
it's not
oh,
that bad.
okay. His
But
dad's
then
like,
they
I
show us
promise, I'll help you be a
But then they
doctor.
show us 800 stuffed
Oh my
animals
god,
and
that's
stuff
where
like
I was
that. And
like,
you're like,
see,
oh,
now
so
that's
now it's
where I would
creepy
have been
again.
like, all right, there's something wrong with my kid. Come home and your kid's like sewing the arm back on the bear and being like, look, I'm a doc. That's fine. But if you look in, every single one of his toys has been
If you
mutilated
Well,
somehow.
if you realize that you've been buying him extra because he's mutilated
Doing it
that
so
many,
often. Yeah.
you should probably tell yourself,
Something's
I
wrong.
don't think this is just admiration. I think this is a problem.
That's it. If you don't, man, that's like later when he's a teenager, you like
Yeah.
find him cutting up cats and shit.
Well, like I said, it's not okay.
Good thing he went to an
But
asylum when he was 7,
but the
right?
flashback does kind of it plays it back and forth. You're like you see the
Yeah.
scene and you're like, "Oh, this kid's fucked up." And you're like, "Oh, maybe
But
he's not."
maybe it's not. But then, oh
Oh
yeah,
no, he's
maybe he
fucked
is.
up.
He's definitely fucked
And then
up.
we immediately just snap back to adult him who's like creepily whispering to himself, "Got to cure the town."
Because they killed
Yeah,
you. This
got to get my
town is sick.
revenge. It's
Sorry. Some vengeance.
time they pay for everything they've done to you, like a good 90s horror movie.
Yeah.
Again, now is when we get to see the kids breaking into the house.
The
Again, we
fuck were
know
they
no one
looking
should go.
for?
Oh, it's just to be it's to be hidden rooms where
Or
the kid where he would be.
oh, so they were looking for Evan.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, they don't know he's actually there. It's not like they weren't looking for the guy we know is standing there. They were looking for this is a small town and we've got a myth about a
So if
dude.
we find some small boy bones in the wall
Or
or
yeah,
a
yeah.
secret
Or
passage or
again, like this is I think when you're a kid, you tell urban legends, you're gonna still
yeah.
say he's alive. You're gonna be like, you gotta stay away from that place because there is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm getting at. Like, they grew up in a town where they've always told this tale how the kid never died.
This is where we get the nursery rhyme
Yeah,
too.
and so that's what I mean. Like, and that's why they're spouting the nursery rhyme because again, they've been telling each other this since they were 8. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's a part of it's a rite of dude, you live by the old train tracks and abandoned train buildings in
They're
Clearfield.
very
You
haunted.
well,
Don't go down there.
that's where I say you can't pretend like you don't know the kind of talk that
Even
would
though
be
we've
around a place
all
like
been
that.
down there.
And it's
But they're
all half
haunted. Don't go
well,
down there.
all of what most people talk about is all half fake. You know what I mean? Like when they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, there used to be a crazy guy that lived in him," and this and that. Some of that might be true. The extent to what they tell it is not, right? And so again, it's the same thing for this small town. They know that the kid didn't ever get found, but rumor starts to be, so he's still there, hidden in the walls. Doesn't mean they thought he was dead. He could have been Jason style little kid living out in the woods. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but that's part of the fun is like, let's
Or
go in there. We think
or
he's there.
Rat Man, just fucking just living through.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's that movie. People under the stairs where he
Yes.
crawls
Yes.
through the
Yes.
fucking walls and
But so
shit.
that's what they're getting at. Like again, it's part of scaring the girl. Like again, the one girl is right in this moment. The whole point of this was just the
Get
guys
them alone in the
scaring the
dark.
girls.
Yeah.
But this is definitely supposed to be a thing that is done in the town regularly. It's not like they're the first people to go in
Oh
and
no,
do
there's
this.
so much spray paint on the walls.
Well,
This is a
again, like
routine
this
thing.
is like a rite of passage type thing. You know what I mean? Like it is that going to the abandoned
To the
train
train
buildings.
moving. Yeah.
It's the kind of thing where you just do it. Doesn't matter how stupid it is. It doesn't matter that the guys older than you actually know it's not as cool. They're going to tell you the same dumb
Yeah. They're
stories they
still gonna
heard.
lead you out there at 3 o'clock in the
Because
morning
again,
with a
that's been
flashlight and then
it,
leave.
as we know, it's 35 years ago is when this happened. So 35 years they've never found the little kid. You get like, I mean, that kind of builds up to this grand urban legend story that these kids are telling, which has, like you were saying, full nursery rhyme, which is awesome because that's what lets you know both from a movie perspective and from an
And
in-movie universe
yeah.
perspective, we got ourselves a really good bad guy, right? Like
If
the
they
writers took
took
the
the
time to
time,
write a fake nursery rhyme. That's dope. That lets us know outside in our
put you up
universe.
there with Freddy Krueger.
Yes. And in universe, you got I mean, for these townspeople to do that, it lets us know the level of scary that they feel about
Right.
the original guy plus the kid, right? Love it. Love it.
Did you write down the
No, I did
I
not.
didn't either. Now I'm sitting here
I'm
being
not
like,
worried about it.
fuck. I wish I
It
could
is something
remember it.
well, it is technically more about the dad. I do know that.
Yeah, it's about
Because
the
it's
dad.
about Dr. Rendell going to hell. I know that part. Like that's the rhyme there is Rendell in hell.
Yeah.
I don't remember the rest of it.
Chopped up his patients just for the fun,
Yeah, or
tore
something.
out their
Yeah.
hearts and all that other stuff.
Yep.
So
Well, and it gets even longer. Like the first time when we hear the
yeah, it's
teenagers,
just
we
like
only
the
hear
first
like 2
line.
lines, and then later we get to hear the
The
Magruder.
old Magruder, yeah, he's the one that
We get to
gives us
hear
the
all
rest
of it. Yeah. But yeah, right now we went so off track. But yeah, this is it's
we
again
got
it's
into the urban
yeah.
legends and
Well,
towns and
yeah.
stuff.
Why again? Because you were just like, I don't understand. That again, they just
They
do it.
didn't make it really clear though. I just like they're just like, oh, just start tapping on the walls. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all looking for?
Well, no, the guy says it. He says we're looking for a hidden passage. Maybe he's in
No,
a hidden
I'm
passage.
that, I
Yeah,
guess.
he says maybe they're in a hidden passage. Let's check the walls. The whole scene is just to let us know these guys are they're trying to get they're trying to get extra close with these girls. They're
Yeah.
trying to scare them.
trying
That's
to
really
scare them, get them by themselves.
the real
and,
point
"Ah,
here.
hee, hee,
Yeah.
hee." Stu even locks fucking
Now that
Trotter and
I
one
still
bitch
want to
into
ask
one
you,
room.
do you think that was on purpose? Like, was
I think he was
Trotter in on it, or did Stu do that to the two of them?
I think the plan was to get him alone there and stuff. I don't think Trotter knew he was going to lock the fucking
That's what. Yeah, no,
door on
that's
him.
what I meant specifically. Like,
Yeah, no, I don't think he knew that was going to happen. I think it was Stu being an asshole.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he takes that fucking like pickaxe and just
Well,
wedges it
he
in the
fucking throws
door.
his shoulder into it real hard too, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I
and
mean, I
he
thought
can't
he was gonna break his shoulder.
he
He
can't
even
get
makes the
out.
joke like, "Oh, I think I threw it out,
Yeah,
dislocated
God.
it." But yeah, so the Stu and his girl ditch them
Yeah,
after locking them in.
just
Uh,
fuck off.
we see them. This is one of those other like pacing and transition points are kind of weird because we literally see them in the room. Trotter and his girlfriend, she's getting pissed, like, dude, you
Get me
better get
out of
me out of
here.
here. While we see them right now, it is perfectly
Perfectly
daylight,
daylight.
right?
Oh, I noticed it too.
Like the room is lit
Bright. You can
and
see the
there's light coming
sun
in from the
coming in.
window, right?
Yes.
Then we get a brief moment where we see the other people walk out the door and stuff,
Yep. And it's
and
daylight
some
still.
and something else, right? I
I
think we get one
giggles.
of the other
Giggles is
cutaways.
doing something.
Yeah. Oh, he finally noticed them, right? And so
Yeah.
like now's when he's like, "Oh,
Ah,
preparation
people. I'm
time."
gonna get
Yeah,
ready to
yeah.
kill, and I'm gonna get my fancy jacket on and
Yeah, now
everything.
we saw him get pseudo dress earlier. Now he's getting fully like,
Yeah.
"Oh, now I get to, it's time to be in
Now
action."
I get to do fun doctor things.
And then when we cut back to Trotter and his girlfriend though, the room is pitch
Pitch
black.
black. It is dark
And
outside.
it is dark from this point on
Yep.
everywhere
For the
else.
rest of the movie, it is nighttime.
There is no transition. It's like they couldn't figure out a good way to transition to night, so they just
No
said
notice.
it's like right? It's like they said, "Well, quick, while they're not looking, it's
While they're not,
nighttime."
we cut over to Giggles, but maybe they'll just assume that the guy has been pounding his shoulder into the door for
For that
four and a
long.
half
I
hours.
don't know. It was very intense. Um, then we get to see our first kill
Yeah.
finally, right? This is totally great. Although I want to ask you, what is in the needle?
I don't know. It's very green. It looks like
And viscous.
antifreeze.
I thought antifreeze too, but it wouldn't have killed him that quick.
No. And it
Antifreeze,
definitely,
even straight to the vein,
yeah,
like
it
the
wouldn't
small
have, it
amount that would have
wouldn't
been
have
an
made him
extra
just like
range.
immediately throw his entire intestines out of his mouth.
Plus, I want to say this: so many times in this movie, I expected someone's eye to get poked out.
Right. You were just waiting for it.
With this time, the next time when it's the older lady, I kept expecting. They kept setting it up like someone was
Yeah.
going to get an eye poked out. Nope, his eyes are
Because he
okay.
keeps coming at you with these, I mean, fucking
Long, yeah,
long
great. Well,
needles.
not even needles, like just everything.
The old lady's like a nose
Yeah,
scope thing.
there's
Shoves
lots of crazy.
thermometer.
Yes, people get killed by some crazy sharp objects in this, and they're all
It's
different.
very creative. I
Yeah,
love
so
it.
he the main focus, he takes out both of the people in the room.
Yep, they're our
First
first kill.
victims, they're
The
gone.
only one we see die is Trotter.
Yeah,
He
we
throws the
we just
blood
know
up.
the girl is gone
He
because
has
there's no way.
He's another line. He's just like, I'm not ready to see patients yet, but I'll make an exception, and a big long ass needle.
Then we get to cut to the kids in the high school all partying.
Yep, just
The
party.
cool kids. Did you notice not one of those cars was a jalopy? Not
No,
one of
they
those
were
cars
all
was bad.
super fucking nice.
These are the cool kids.
Definitely.
Like we're talking T-top fucking convertibles. We're talking like
Hell, fucking Max has like a fucking Corvette, like
and he definitely
68.
seems like a kid who doesn't have a lot of money,
Right
right?
now,
He doesn't seem like a
he
rich kid.
he built that, man. Him
I
and his
guess. I don't
dad,
know.
like that's the
Every car though,
backstory.
every car
Because he
here,
wears the leather jacket, he's
which goes to
cool.
prove the point of how much of a douche Stu is. He's the only one that's not in some kind of kick-ass, crazy
Crazy
expensive
muscle car
car.
and
He's
shit.
in a Jeep because he's a douche.
He's a douche.
They needed to make sure he stood out. So they're just all hanging out at what is makeout point. Like when they first
Yeah.
zoom in, you don't know, but then I love this movie for this. Anytime it's supposed to be a makeout session, this shit is hardcore. Like
Yeah,
you
they
could
are
almost put this
going.
as like the beginning of a porn, the way these actresses and
Fucking
actors are
they're
going
full
at it for
tongue.
these. It's insane. So yeah, you're like, oh, makeout point. Despite the fact that our main character they're not.
Nope.
Dude's drinking, kicking back
He's trying to
some
get her to
whiskey.
drink, and
She's
she
like,
won't do it, and he turns into a real pissy bitch about it. He's like, because she's like, well, we shouldn't have to drink to have a good time. He's like, well, it's not, it's a pretty good fucking
it
start.
starts. Yeah, I was like, damn, dude.
I'm
All
like,
right,
dude,
that's
relax.
calm down. It's okay.
And then
But-
we get her fucking. She's talking about the Ferris wheel shit. She's like, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be over here with the cool kids. Now I am.
And you're like, okay,
Okay,
that's
cool.
kind of weird.
Not really
Whatever.
doing any of the things the cool kids would do. I get why, but everybody's out around drinking, having a good fucking time. Corrine and her slutty bitch friend are smoking a joint, and I'm here with my pissy boyfriend because I'm not allowed to have any fun because of my heart. And that's not fun. I get why she just goes home later.
Well, not yet though. We still have a little
Yeah.
bit of we have a little bit of weird pacing time
A little
before
bit.
we get there. Then we cut to her dad and the stepmom. talking for no good goddamn reason, right?
Just
It's
because.
well, it's just to set up the conversation for us that they can then hard cut to for no reason here in a few minutes. But so the dad says you got to give her some credit, give her a little bit of time. Her mom just died. I want to focus on this. Her mom just
Just died.
died. And she goes, "Well, your wife just died, but you're handling it okay."
The
Uh,
girl dad's girlfriend, I really
yeah.
don't fucking like her, because it's like, that's not a okay thing to say, right? Like, he it's not like he was cheating on his wife at the same time with you. It's not like there was some time in between. He's just trying to get on with his life. She's having a little bit more of a hard time with it, and I brought in a chick who's younger. My daughter's gonna think that's weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
So get over it. You stuck up bitch. She gets worse later too. I really don't like her later.
We do need to make sure we point out at some point we do see that a woman heard the noise
Oh,
while
Miss
Dr. Giggles.
Henderson.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Like it cuts around so many times that I'm like, oh shit, do we even
Yeah,
mention Miss
she
Henderson?
goes and calls the police because she hears the girl getting
Well,
murdered
and
with
that's
Trotter.
the other eye stab that I was
Yeah,
worried about because she looks
yeah,
in the
because she's
hole.
looking through the hole and it's just Giggle's eye and she runs off. Cops show up and break up the party at Makeout Point, and then they get the call on the
Yeah.
radio. It's like, oh, I bet you anything it's that bitch.
Uh,
We're no hurry. She finds rapists in her hemorrhoid cream.
so Miss Henderson gets she gets dealt with. I know one of the behind the scenes. So you know when they do the tongue depressor shot
Uh-huh.
into her mouth,
Mhm.
and we see it from
Yeah,
in her mouth.
from
They
inside.
built a giant fake mouth, and that is also a giant tongue depressor for it to look right
Oh,
for the
cool.
camera. So
They
it
did that on Little Shop of
yeah,
Horrors
yeah,
too.
it's
It's like the
all
same
camera
shot.
tricks to make everything look real.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
so they built like a giant mouth box to put a
Just
camera
like it puts
inside
the
of
thing
it,
in it.
and then made a giant tongue depressor for him to be putting in, so that way it all looked normal size for the
But
angles.
see remember when we used
Practical
I
effects,
was
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
remember when we used to try?
Uh, I knew you'd appreciate that because you love a good
I do
practical
love a good
effect.
practical effect.
Yeah, she's the one, like you said, she gets killed.
The nose scope, he goes
Yeah.
back and he's got 3 foot long one and just jams it up her nose. Ah, I see what the problem is.
From this point on, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the transitions might still be weird. I don't think we do nearly as much like jumping around.
Yeah, no, because as soon as that happens, the cops roll up, and then MacGruber's telling Reed of like, we stay away from this house
Yeah, yeah.
because of bad things, and they kind of look around inside the house and don't find anything.
And then we get
And
to
then we get the weird cut to we're at the carnival. We're not
yeah.
at a fucking party. We're on a goddamn Ferris wheel.
Oh, the only thing that happens in the house before we get to the Ferris wheel, I want to say, is that it is the first time that we find out that possibly the kid really did survive.
Oh yeah, because they couldn't find
In
him.
the beginning, like even when the teenagers talk about it, they're like, "That's stupid, though." I mean, we
Yeah,
know that he
his
really
dad had to have
died.
killed him or
Yeah, yeah.
something.
But the way Magruder acts when the other cop Leets or whatever
Reeds,
rates, I
Reeds,
don't, yeah,
rights.
something like that. Whenever he asked about it, was like, "Oh wait, no, there is something going on here.
Yeah,
There's
because we
definitely
didn't.
something not on board
Yeah,
with what's
and
going
MacGruber
on."
kind of gets quiet and
Yeah.
he's like, I don't really want to talk about it
So
anymore.
yeah, like we definitely gotta address that. It's the first time
MacGru-
there's a hint of it.
Mac knows something,
Yeah, for sure. That is definitely at this point.
but we're gonna leave it alone for now. He wants to get the fuck out of that house.
Now is our fucked up cut to the Ferris wheel. Again, we don't know. We didn't know that the Max or the Pit or whatever the fuck they
Whatever
called
their
it,
fucking weird
name
party.
for it was this place, which is not a party. It's a
Yeah,
carnival.
it's like a
It's an
fair.
it's school just ended carnival. That's
Yeah,
what it
we're
is,
gonna
right? They're
have big.
celebrating.
Yeah,
There's a Ferris wheels
Ferris
and shit.
wheels,
Again, we
games.
saw it from a distance. We did not know that that's what the guy was saying we should go to.
It's an odd place to move the party
It
to.
is. An even odder choice for us to see them already on the Ferris wheel. We could have just seen them walking and then
Yeah, they
on
could
the
have been.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
No, we literally just cut to like 2 shots of the carnival and then
boop,
them on Ferris
on the
wheels.
top even. Like it
Yeah.
stopped. They're
What
having
is
like a whole.
going on?
She told him about her heart
Well,
thing.
she says so that way he understands why she wasn't drinking,
Yeah.
right?
Why
So
I'm such a buzzkill. I'm sorry.
but then on top of that, she says it's also because of my mom. They're in a small town, right?
Yeah.
We already addressed this. They've been there forever because the dad has been friends with the doctor his whole life. So
Yep.
they've been there their whole lives.
Grew up the whole
They're
time.
not new to this small town.
Very relatable.
It's not been a long like at first they imply it's been a while since her mom died. But then the dad said just happened.
So, like,
And
a
the mom
year at
said,
most.
stepmom referred to just happened. Her boyfriend Max proceeds to react to this like he did not know. Like it was shocking information
"You
that
never
her
told me
mom
your mom
died and
died."
how she died. The details I can get, like maybe specifics he wouldn't have known,
Yeah, like,
but
how
he
exactly she died?
but he would have known that it was an accident
Yeah.
during routine
Yeah,
surgery.
something. Like,
You know,
"Oh,
like
yeah,
he
just
may not have known it was caused by the anesthesia or a nicked vein, but he would have known accident under
under
surgery.
surgery."
And this guy is like, "What?
What?
I did not
I'm your
know that."
boyfriend, you should tell me things like
But
this.
then she is also talking about it like it happened a decade ago because she's like, "I had dreams,"
They got better, but now they're back.
right? Which implies
It's been a few years.
this
I
movie
had nightmares for a week. I
this
got
movie
over
is
it, you know?
so all over the place. They didn't know what they were trying to
No.
tell us. But
So she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm being I need to be alone. I'm sorry, I'm a
yeah.
buzzkill." And then she goes home, and dad's getting it. He's a king, apparently. So she's just ruining everybody's fucking night.
Mhm.
Throws her fucking heart monitor into the fish tank and shit, and goes downstairs, starts drinking wine and looking through the fucking photo album and shit. Giggles shows up outside of her house like he's gonna go inside, but then Stu and his girlfriend roll up, and he's like, "Ah, much better target." I love this one because the kid's inside, like she's supposed to be babysitting or
Mhm.
something. I don't know, but there's a little kid, and he's in there. He's playing Doctor fucking Mario.
Well, and it's one of those times too where you're like, you're almost worried. You know, you get a lot of horror movies where you're like, are kids safe or
Yeah,
not?
is
Because
he
you
gonna
never
kill
know
the
the
kid?
rules until
Yeah,
you
I
get
was
there,
worried at
right?
first. I was like, man, he's gonna kill that kid until you realize he's playing Doctor Mario, and he's like, ah,
Well, that doesn't even happen until like
like the
we know,
very
yeah,
end.
like we know it's Dr. Mario right away, but we still don't know what his thoughts about it are
Not until the very end of
right
this.
away.
Stu and his girl are gonna hook up, and I think Stu is weird.
Stu, no, no. We have to address this. Stu is
Stu
messed
is
up.
super
He
weird.
brought his mom's
Mom's
lingerie
lingerie.
to make his
Girlfriend
girlfriend put
wear it
on.
because he's been stealing his mom's Victoria's Secret catalogs and
Yes.
shit. And he's this complete fucking dumb fuck that doesn't understand how condoms work.
At all. Also finds out it wouldn't have mattered. He drops it in the toilet.
When he gets it, pulls it up, it's got holes in
It's
it.
got holes
It's
in it.
fucking leaking.
It wouldn't have been useful
You think
anyway.
she popped it?
I don't think so. She doesn't seem like it was. I don't think that was a trap.
I'm just saying, she handed it to
Although
him.
at the same time, they both don't seem like they understand how a condom works. And
Work.
lots of movies do this where they're like, "Guys should go to the bathroom and put that on first." I don't.
I've
I don't know how you guys might work this. That's
never.
the logistics that doesn't seem like it would work to me.
No,
Stepping out of the room and then stepping back into the
we
room.
haven't started yet.
Yeah. I so again, all of this was weird. All of it.
It was, but she gets cold,
And
right?
so when she gets cold is finally she's like, "Well, I need to go change." And she's only cold because she's in
She's
the
in this
skimpy lingerie,
weird
I guess.
mom
It's not even
lingerie.
it's not even that skimpy or that sexy. It's so
He was
strange.
super into
Yeah,
it.
probably because he saw us. Yeah, we're not gonna. We need to stop Freudian.
Oedipus,
Yeah.
calm down.
But yeah, so she goes to change the temperature. Giggles comes out, surprises her from behind,
You'll catch your death of cold wearing things like that.
pulls out
Let's take your
the
temperature
giant thermometer.
with like an arrowhead on the end
I was
of
gonna
it.
say pointed giant thing. I've got the only cure for the common cold. And
Sink. Now leave it in for at least a minute.
now this is the worst death in the movie. The next one,
Yeah,
it's
it's
horrifying.
awful. Stu comes out of the bathroom. He's super excited. He goes to crawl up under the covers, and Doctor Giggles is there.
Scalpel
Cuts his dick off.
straight away,
Because the next shot is a aerial above the bed and just his crotch just
blood
bleeding through the fucking
everywhere.
sheets. And it's like, hi, he cut his balls off. Oh, he was a douche, but I don't think he deserved that.
And then that's when we get
He goes downstairs and you're like,
he sees
oh,
the-
he's going to kill the kid.
anyway terminal, and he walks
The
away.
kid's fucked himself.
That's why I wanted
he's
like
too
now.
addicted
Here's
to
my
the
question:
game.
is it terminal? Do we not know? Is the kid sick and he can sense it? Because later on we kind of get
Or does he
weird
just-
vibes like
Or
that.
does he just know the kid's having a bad Dr. Mario run and he's
Right,
about to lose?
is he saying it's a terminal game?
Yeah, like,
there are so many ways that could have been taken where I was like, I don't really understand. I understand he let him live, but I don't understand why or why he said terminal.
I like to think that Giggles had a Nintendo in the mental institution, and he got to play Dr. Mario, and he knew that kid was about to fucking lose. He was about to get the game over screen because he's a fucking master. This is where I really don't fucking like Tamara when he goes downstairs and realizes that she was there and left and had been drinking. He's like,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I gotta go find my daughter, and she's just like, why? She did this on purpose.
Well, this is what
She's just trying to
this
drive a
is the
wedge
moment
between
where
us.
I immediately was like, yeah, she's too young to be with this guy,
Yeah,
right?
she
Because
is
if she
super
doesn't
immature.
understand, if she doesn't understand why like his daughter with massive health issues is not important right now when she's done everything to
Thing
mess with
that's the
that health
thing,
issue.
and took her heart monitor off, so we
Yeah,
don't even know what
I
she fucked
right.
up.
I
Shut fuck you, bitch. No, I got
yeah
it in my notes right here. Fuck you,
yeah.
bitch.
But yeah, so now is when we see the conversation from Max when he talks to the other girls and they're
Yeah,
like,
he's looking for her, and they're like,
no, but you want to go to
"Go to the secret
the
party?
main party,
It's in
the
the
top
main
secret
building."
bash in the main build. Sorry, yeah, not main party, top secret bash in the main building. Such
So
what
that's such a
secret?
huge secret
What
that we
secret
put it in.
bash? What's a secret in a main building?
It's hidden in plain sight. No one would ever think we would do that.
Then the next thing that we see is immediately like, what does main building mean?
Fucking band room.
Well, we see that after a minute, but at first we don't even know it means the school, right? Like we
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
we didn't know
For
this.
again, we didn't know they were going to the school
You know,
fair.
the first time I thought I watched it, though, I was like, "Why does this fair have a band room?"
It's so again,
Because they don't make it clear that the fair is, like, right next to the
it's
school.
a fun ride you can't think too much about.
Yeah, just watch it and go.
Just like how by the nature of us just trying to remember the flow of the movie, you see how
There is
confusing
no
it gets.
flow to this movie.
No.
It's all just scenes intercut by cool death.
Yeah. He does after killing Stu and his girlfriend. After we saw this little bit of there's a party and they're gonna go. Jennifer's on her way.
Yeah.
We get to see the death finally back at the house. And the first death, I'm totally okay with
Yeah,
in the
I'm
movie.
totally fine with it because she said she's going around. Tamara,
Yeah, however you
however
want
the
to
fuck
say
you
it.
want to say
Again,
it.
Stu was kind of a tool, but he didn't really
He
have
didn't.
to die.
Yeah, he didn't deserve that.
But
Fuck this bitch.
this lady is a
And it makes it
cunt,
worse
and I'm
because, like,
okay
in the
with it.
lead up to it, she's like, she gets her huge whole bowl of ice
'Cause she's
cream
upset and
and she's
depressed.
crying. I can't believe that my boyfriend picked his sick daughter over me and throwing ice
Giggles
cream on
shows
the
up,
thing.
and then Giggles shows up, doctor's bag behind, and she sees it in the mirror.
Right?
She knew. I love that. That's a reference in the movie. Like if you see a doctor's bag, you know your
Yep, you know
time's up.
you're fucked.
But so she sees it, and then he proceeds to liposuction her, which is a very '90s moment. It made like that was so relevant for '92.
Yeah,
It's when people were doing
just
that
doing
all
it
the
all the
time.
time.
What was he really liposucking? Like only that ice cream?
All the
Only
ice
that
cream
ice
because
cream.
he's like, "Ah, you shouldn't eat that stuff. It's bad
So
for
fat,
you.
so
It's
so
so
much fat,
fattening, and
and it was
let's
just
do
but again, like,
something
do you
about
look
it."
at her? What fat was he pulling out of her? You know what I'm saying?
It's so gross. I hated this one
It
because
was pretty.
it's nasty.
It's pretty disgusting.
Because it starts off as like the white
It's
ice
fat.
cream and shit, and
It's first. It's literally the ice cream. Then you see a little bit of fat, so
then
it's
he
yellow,
cranks it up, and then
and
it's
then
just
blood and guts
blood.
and
It's like,
everything. Yeah,
ah,
it's a rough one. It's a rough
she
one.
deserved it.
Yeah, I don't care. As I say, don't mind at all. We transition away from her to finally see this party. And like
Yeah,
Bo already said, it's the band room. Main building means main building of their school, which again, I think then they should have said that the top secret party is in the
the
band
band
room
room
because main building of a school is like the majority of the school,
where all the classrooms and
95
shit.
classrooms,
Which, if I mean, our high school
a
wasn't huge.
gymnasium.
Yeah, our high school wasn't huge, but you still have to narrow that shit down. Which hall?
Yeah, I mean, you
Right,
couldn't just tell me it was inside and expect me to find it
right.
in any kind of urgency.
Should have said band room.
This was raunchy,
Yeah,
dude.
it was. There are people like fucking in the floor.
This was not a party.
No, this is an orgy.
There was no drinking.
No,
There were no
this
people
is just
talking.
where everybody went to make out
Yes,
next to
dude.
each other.
And then we see it. Max is talking to Corrine,
About
showing her the
the
saxophone,
saxophone.
right? And
She just starts
he
giving it a
he goes,
blowjob.
well, he's like, then you have to put your mouth on that and blow, which was pseudo sexual, but he even said it in a way like to tone down
Yeah,
that,
he's
right?
like,
And
'cause
she was like, oh,
you mean like this?
now this is not Max's saxophone, right? This is a school
Yeah, it's a
saxophone.
school saxophone.
That is so disgusting. How many mouths do you think have touched that?
If it's a school read,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
which
even
is
if
a
it's not the
thir-
school read, she mouthed the whole thing, dude. You know what I'm saying? like, if at least if it was a different person's read, like, if it was a fresh read, whatever, but, I mean, she mouthed the thing. The read isn't the whole
No,
mouthpiece,
but
so
the
how many mouths do you think she's interacted with at that time? It's not like that band teacher went after every class with a fucking in '92, Clorox wipes didn't even
fuck
exist.
no.
This man was not cleaning those daily,
No,
okay?
she gives this saxophone a blowjob. It
Yeah,
is she is
100%.
deep throating this fucking thing.
He says, "I think the embouchure is wrong." I was like, "Whoa, this dude's dropping some knowledge after
Big
watching the blowjob,"
words,
right? Like,
man.
he watches this weirdly sexual fucking thing. The girl, the friend is like
Damn, girl, calm down.
she was, like, disgusted. She was
Like,
like,
what
"This
are
is too
you
much."
doing?
Then they just start making out,
Yeah,
dude.
because she has to. If she's doing her lips wrong, he has to show her the right way,
Now, I
right?
have so many problems with this because I was like, this is, again, small town.
Yeah.
We see it here in a couple of minutes. This girl is about to tell Jennifer what's going on. But even if that didn't happen, how did this guy think he was getting away with this?
Right, there's like
This is a
15 people in
small
this fucking
town.
room.
Somebody in that room it knows him or knows her well enough to
Definitely.
be like, I'm about to go tell this bitch what's happening.
They're sitting over there
They're ma-
talking about
they
it. They're like,
stopped making out
"Oh,
to tell the
oh,
person
I
they're
am
with. Yeah.
so telling her next time I see
Right?
her."
I had such a problem with that. I was like, that's not
We
true to
didn't need
real life at
Kareen's
all.
friend being a bitch and
Yeah.
being like, "Well, I'm not getting
It
any, so I'm
didn't
gonna rat
exactly.
him
It did
out."
not even have to be that, but
That's
that's
all
what
her
we got.
problem was. She was mad she didn't get.
Before Dr. Giggles left her house after he killed Tamra, he noticed he found
Oh,
out
he
finally.
found the heart
Jen
monitor.
Jen has a heart monitor. He
That's
knows.
our second
Well, he didn't even
flashback.
see the monitor, I think. He saw the pamphlet,
Oh yeah, the
right?
healthy heart
Yeah.
thing.
He didn't even see the monitor.
And then he has his second flashback.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
so he
literally
knows
just found out.
he wants to try to fix her. He even
The
said
town can
wait.
wait. Jen goes looking for
Yeah.
Max and Corrine's friend that I don't think we ever get a name for.
Mm.
And the only one who really survives the whole thing of the friends
Yeah.
that we
With
see in the
that
beginning.
unscathed.
Yeah, unscathed. Nothing happens to her. She is so unimportant that nothing happens to her.
She was like, "I'll tell you where
I'll
they're
tell
at."
you where they're at. They're over here. She walks in just like, "Oh, thanks, fucking asshole. Glad to know after I tell you I have like a heart defect, you jump on the fucking pussy of the
Yes.
next bitch that walks
Yes.
along."
And then Corrine tries to act mad, right? Do you notice this? Like she tries to act mad, but at Jen, not at her friend who's the shit starter,
Oh,
not at anything else.
hell with.
We see that she gets pissed off. This is another one of those crazy transitions, right? Like
Yeah,
she gets pissed off, and don't get me wrong, it makes sense because at this point we finally do understand that the carnival is right outside of the school,
because
and
she
that
goes
they're
outside the
right.
building. Carnival.
Yeah. So thankfully we finally understood that. But the transition from like we're in the carnival to we're in the fun house, the mirrored fun house was
Super
wild,
weird.
dude.
This carnival didn't seem big enough to have this gigantic funhouse mirror maze. I love this scene. This is great.
Is so it's so fun and funny at the
Yeah,
same time.
they're all going around bumping into the
He's
fucking walls.
Max
and
is
shit.
trying to get Jen like, no, it's
No,
I,
you
I'll
don't
never do it again.
understand.
It's okay. I'm
You
sorry.
broke my heart.
For
And then
some
you got Kareen going
for
around
some
just
reason, why
hunting
did
them
Corrine
down.
even come in?
She
She didn't understand, like, this is officially my point to check out?
she wanted to see how it ended.
God, dude, that do you know what I mean, though? Were you not watching
How much
that?
damage
Like, why
did
is
I do? You
were you
know?
not like, why did she do
Yeah, I did.
that?
I was like, why are
that's
you
so
fucking here?
random.
I wouldn't have chased after him.
Uh,
But she smacks into the fucking wall trying to chase
and
Max.
Giggles shows up.
Ah,
He's
'cause
now
she's
in the
bleeding.
mix.
He's got bloody
I
nose.
love that they
This is
just
my
let him
favorite.
well, they let him slide into the mix so easy,
Yep, just
right?
smooth as fuck, just up behind her.
Well, but, we didn't even know he was at
Mm-mm.
the carnival. Like,
No,
I mean,
because
like, all
the
of
last
this
we
was
saw him, he was in the house, and he's like, "Oh, I have to go help the Jin with her heart problem."
Yeah.
Now suddenly he just magics up behind Kareen and shit, and he's like, you probably just need a band-aid.
Again, much like everything else, comically large.
Love it. Because it cuts away and Jin fucking
Full head, dude.
Jin touches a wall panel and it spins the fuck around, and Kareen's just plastered to it with the most comically fucking large band-aid
Yes. I love
over
it.
her face, and she's dead, and it's the best. Giggles shows up behind her and he just looks at her and goes, he's like, "Don't worry, it's ouchless."
And then so she tries to run.
Yeah, she runs.
She shatters the first
Yeah,
one, right?
she falls back through some
One,
glass,
yeah, and
and that
shatters
just happens to be like toward the way out.
and then she starts running, but then still having the same like she's hitting someone.
Yeah,
She's
she
like,
runs
"Oh,
into like Max, and
I
there's like a
don't
wall
know about
behind between
you,
them.
but at this point, this is a shitty traveling carnival,
Yeah,
right?
fuck them. I'm smashing my
Drop
way.
kick that. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, you probably wouldn't even smash it. It's plexiglass most likely. Drop kick it. I promise it's not mounted that good,
it's
right?
just
Like
gonna fall
it's
over.
mounted just good enough that you can bump into it. I bet you if you really wanted it down, it would
Yeah, it
drop.
would.
But yeah, so now is when they escape, it gets really wild from this point on, right? This is when it starts to like really
Yeah,
build up.
she falls like
She
down the
falls
hill.
down the
He
hill.
catches her like, "Are you okay?" And he smacks her with the rock.
Because
And
again,
then
like she still doesn't
yeah,
understand
she's like, "This guy
entirely.
is just chasing me." And this is where she runs into the street and gets hit by the
Hit by
cops.
the cops so bad that the rights dude busts his head open,
Right?
right? Do you
Like
notice
fuck,
that?
he smashed. Everybody got hurt in this except
Uh,
Mac, right?
well, Max runs up and he's okay, but he's like, "We gotta help us. You gotta help
Yeah.
us." She's trying to tell him.
A
Doctor
doctor, a
Doctor
doctor is
Giggles
trying to
sees
kill
it and
me.
just slides into the house. That was
Right?
so
Just
weird watching
slips.
him. He literally is just like you see him side
I'm
eye
gonna
them
just
and swoop past the
he just
little
I'm gonna duck out real quick. Hold on.
because it happened to be right in front of the house. This town is so small, right?
It's only like a half mile wide. Like it's a really
But then
small
we get to
town.
see the police station, and this was so crazy to me. They're like, "Oh, she's been drinking.
Yeah,
She's
she's
telling this crazy story. Her doctor is coming." And Max freaks out a little bit at first when he says doctor.
Dr. Chamberlain.
It's
Just
okay.
relax.
We can trust him. I've known him my whole life, or since I was your age. That's what this dude says, right?
Yeah.
That dude is so old. How did he know that doctor since you get what I mean? Like
Maybe he knew him when like he babysit him or
that's
something.
if it's not a situation like that, I don't understand what he was saying.
Him and my little brother
Because that
used
guy
to
is
play.
that guy is definitely older than her dad.
Yeah, he's
And the
gray
doctor
headed.
seemed like he was her dad's age, right? Yeah, this
Yeah, Mac is
detective is
gray headed,
this
man.
detective is older than that. Well, this wasn't even Mac. This was like
Oh,
the
like
chief.
the chief
The
guy who's
chief
sitting
was
there
saying it.
eating
Yeah, yeah.
as all he wants to do is just eat his fucking Chinese food. Shut up about ghost doctor people. Everything's fine. She was just drunk.
Well, and again, what gets really wild though is as soon as they say that stuff and like the doctor is like, I'm gonna go get her and I'm taking her,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And
all
it's
good.
just back to him. They start treating Max like he must be lying to us. It's all him. And I'm like, so Max's story is this, her story was this, but we're all gonna be like, this guy's the
Yeah,
problem.
you need to shut up and leave. You're obviously an asshole.
I was like, I don't even but Wrights is starting to realize like
Something's
something's
up.
still not
And
right.
Mac probably knows something.
Well, he's looking at him. So between what happened earlier and like the faces he's seeing, like the worried look,
Yeah,
right?
and when Giggles was dipping into his house earlier, I swear Mac saw him and was like, "No, I didn't see that. That's crazy."
Well, he knew the first time too.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's what we're about to get. Wrights calls him on it. They go back to the back room, right?
You
And
tell
he's
me
like,
what's up. I know
something's
you
going
know
on.
something
This
happened,
isn't as easy as you smelled the rubbing alcohol just like
right?
I did. You know it. You know you did. What's going on?
Pulls the bottle of booze out of his locker.
Moon glow.
Moon
Old
Glow. I
moon
like
glow.
that. I want that's a cool name. I want a bottle of
You know
Moon
it's
Glow.
Everclear, right?
Yeah, it is. It's some hard shit. Just
Some
moonshine.
straight grain alcohol, dude.
Fuck yeah, you run a lawnmower on that shit.
Yeah, it was he starts telling us the flashback story. I love that for some reason it's a flashback to the same time period as when we see the flashback from Giggles' point of view, but we get to see this one in color.
Yeah, this is not sepia toned or anything. It's just full regular color.
I was like,
I didn't even catch that
well,
till you
can we
said
not
that. I was like, oh
can,
yeah, it's not.
can we not get some consistency here? What is
We
going
didn't
on?
want it to look like
Well,
1930s horror movie.
it's
I
like
guess.
we're only when we're seeing it from that family's point of view.
Yeah.
Right? Like because anytime we see something when Giggles has a flashback, it's sepia tone. But yeah, this one is not. This one is totally in regular color. But so we see it. He's at the morgue, right? He's
Yeah,
telling us
after the cleanup from
from the
Rendell's massacre.
yeah,
They
and
put
so
all the
he's like,
bodies
yeah,
in this
all
one
the
spot.
bodies he stole the hearts from are down there. He's like, I had to figure out what was
It was creepy. So like I had to,
take the
pass
edge
the
off.
time. So I had my moon glow.
I'm glad I did because I don't know if I'd have made it through that night.
Probably helped
I
him.
wouldn't have had it.
Probably helped him pass out.
He's
'Cause
like,
it's
I
creepy
started
as
hearing
fuck.
some noises. I had to
Giggling.
go and inspect it. I think it's funny we have not addressed that at all. The giggles.
Oh yeah,
We've
we
talked
we
the
keep
name of
calling
the
him
movie
Dr. Giggles. He giggles
a
constantly
lot
throughout the entire movie.
unnerving. Yeah. Uh, and so at this point, though, we see it as the kid. Is this before or after the flashback? I'm not even going to try to look anymore. You remember, like when
It's
the
after the
dad,
flashback where the
yeah,
mom died and
and the
the
dad
dad
and
starts
him
laughing and
laughing
then
like
he
it.
starts laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's after.
Okay, so there's just lots of this weird, uncomfortable laughing. It was so he's hearing it, and he's hearing some other like random noises, and he's like, "Well, I have to figure out what that is." He goes down to the morgue, and this is the thing. This is the one. This is the why this has been ingrained in my head since I was a kid. He
I understand why.
it's a disturbing thought. It's not that disturbing to see now,
It
but
is
as a
now because
kid seeing
yeah.
this, it was so frightening.
Fuck yeah, it would have been.
But we see that to get his kid out of the house, to the dad did this
Yeah.
consciously. He made
Dr.
the decision to
Rendell
hide his kid.
took his kid
He cut open his dead wife's body,
and stuffed him in and sewed
and
him
again,
back up. And the
all
kid
has to be from the back
fir
because there's no. We
yeah, there's
see
no
it. There's no
scars on the
scars on the
front, so it had
front,
to be from the back.
and now we see that.
And the kid sat there quietly for hours.
And this was so disturbing because you literally watch this body of a woman get cut from the inside. And
Inside.
again, it's horrible. It's cheesy looking.
It's a bad
This is
it's
the
a bad
worst.
dummy.
Yeah, but again,
In the 90s on VHS,
at
you'd have
nine,
never known the
at
fucking
9 years
difference.
old, through my fingers.
Oh, yeah, instead of doing the whole, oh my god.
This was outrageous.
It is a fucked up scene.
He cuts the body open,
and then climbs out giggling and laughing his fucking ass off, covered in
and
fucking blood.
Mac
And
passes out.
somehow when with the kid, the actor
Yeah.
they had with he had the teeth
missing
that
teeth.
were missing that made it worse.
Oh, definitely.
Somehow.
But Mac passed out.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I would have too.
Yeah. And when
Not a bit of me would not
fuck
have.
no, I'd have pissed
I
myself.
probably would have
and
noped
passed
out and not even been in that room.
right. I would have left it to giggling personally. I can guard the building from outside, right?
And so he snaps back from this and he's like, "So I always knew, but by the time I got up, he was gone.
Everything was
I've
clean
never touched this stuff since." Literally that exact bottle and booze,
Booze
in
in
general.
general.
You know something's scary if it has
Mhm.
scared you away from ever touching booze again. Once all of this flashback story of the past is finished, though, we get hit with the best line ever. Don't go chasing nursery rhymes. Not waterfalls.
Not waterfalls. Good
Nursery
song,
rhymes.
though.
I would totally thought it because he says it so slow. It is such a great line though. Don't go chasing nursery rhymes because it gets a call back later and everything.
Right.
Then we get to go to the house. Dad's finally back
Yep.
from
Goes-
looking for Jennifer.
Yeah, it goes.
He's trying to find Tamara. He's like,
"Ah,
where's
she's-
this
wait a
bitch
minute,
at?
She's gone now too. God damn it.
Can't keep up with none of them.
Fucking bitches.
They don't
dude.
understand how this
These
works.
bitches can't keep him in line for nothing.
He's about to find her though, or not.
No, I think he just.
No, he doesn't. But
No,
I'm
he-
saying like you. That's what you keep. You're watching him walk through the house, and you're just like, when's he gonna get? When's he gonna
right.
see
When's
her?
he gonna find it?
Yeah,
Doesn't. He just checks the answering machine. Sheriff calls, be like, "Hey, we've got your daughter. She's not in trouble."
He's
just
still
down at the
kind of mad
state."
because he's like, "What is
"The
this?
fuck? Why is she down there?"
And then the
Next
second
message.
one, the second one
Next
starts
message.
playing.
Hi, this is your doctor or new doctor. I'm standing
standing
right
behind-
behind you.
But
But
so, yeah.
Dad catches a fucking bone saw right across the gut, man.
I know it's the gut, and we see later like bandage around there. He drops like he's holding his shoulder, and I was like, dude, he'd have been fine from
Yeah,
a
he'd have
shoulder
been
shot.
totally fine
Yeah, he drops, and then is also magically unconscious from this, right? Like,
until we need him.
Which was-
Conveniently enough.
yeah, very
He
convenient.
just stays like he's dead for an exorbitant amount of time. Even
Yeah.
Mac thinks he's dead.
I was
'cause
gonna say,
like,
you
isn't
know,
it
this
Mac
is
comes in
this
like
is
right
bec-
after
yeah,
him.
this is because Magruder left the office like I gotta take responsibility.
I gotta go do something. I'm gonna go talk to the dad and see what's going on. So he goes to the house.
He-
Finds him on the floor. Checks
He's
his
ready- well,
checks his pulse. Even
He's ready too. Like as soon as he stands up and he's like, I know what's going down
Yep,
now.
I got the
This is
gun.
official. This is the thing that lets me know I was a fuck up back then, and I need to do something about it right now to fix it. Nope, not you.
nope. Giggles is too goddamn quiet.
He's
He sneaks-
ready for you,
Sneaks
yeah.
up right behind him,
Scalpel,
scalpel,
dude.
right to the base of the skull.
This is what lets us know that this man never got a medical degree of his own, right? Because the whole point of doing it the way we see is to
Mhm.
make it A, painless, and B, fast,
Yep,
right?
an
But he
instant
missed
death.
everybrae he needed to
You got to get right in between the
because
vertebrae.
this man stood up and
Looked
and
around,
talked to him
talked
a
to
little
him.
bit,
You owe me 35 years of sleep.
shot him in the
Bang.
belly. If the man would have actually known his medical stuff,
It'd have been
he would have
instant,
done this
lights
right,
out.
and it would have been perfect. Now, this does go to show the next scene that proves he has a little bit of medical
Dude, I
knowledge.
love this shit. I love the
Where he
fucking self-surgery he fucking does
oh,
where he gets the bullet out and he's just giggle, cry, laughing the whole fucking time and
literally like
talking.
gut busting laughing to
Yeah,
himself while his guts have been busted.
busted.
Oh, stop it.
Physician, heal thyself.
Right. We also go to the police station again,
Reeds and
see
Max.
Reeds and Max. Yeah.
They're doing some research. They're gonna go chase some nursery rhymes.
I love the callback. I love the
It
callback.
was good. Max is like, "What are you doing?"
Chasing nursery rhymes. And again, he said it just like again, like this was CSI Miami. This was like pull yes. This was pulling the sunglasses down
Right?
from the
Had
top of
to.
your
Got
head.
the mirrored
Yes,
shades.
dude. Like it was so badass. You're
He
just like, fuck yeah,
turned
right.
into Caruso for a
Yes.
second.
It was good, dude. I loved it. And that they're both like, this town is crazy.
Fucked
They
up
want to. They
town.
always trying to ignore all this stuff, right? So this is when he puts together the
Yeah,
case files, right?
because he sees the
He
police report from the
and
mental
the
institution.
fabric that he ripped
Yeah, the
that says
Tara Wood Mental
yeah,
Hospital.
and so he realizes that he sees someone escape there. They thought that guy's age was 42, and then he starts doing the math, and he goes, "Oh, so he'd be 40."
Hey, he'd be
And
about
I'm
the
like,
right
as
age.
soon as I
The
said that, I was
timeline
like,
kind of lines
"Well, he
up.
doesn't even say about. He says he'd be the right age." And I was like, "So now we're just dealing with approximates and acting like they're perfect?"
Yeah.
Like, because he says he literally starts the conversation with 42 and then ends it with he'd be 40 after fixing himself from being
Being
shot,
shot.
and he calls from the car phone that he from this car he
Stole from the
stole, yeah,
beginning of the movie.
which lets us know that had to be a doctor.
Are you actually? We're going to see that doctor again here in a minute.
Yeah,
He's in the waiting room. He's one of the first people you see.
but so he does indeed um use the car phone to be again, this is something that would never happen. He calls the police station
And pretends to be
her
Jen's
dad.
dad.
Again, they should know who he is.
Because
They're all
he's been
friends
in-
with the
yeah, like
doctor.
this is a
This
small ass town.
But they're all just like, "Oh yeah, sounds
Okay,
like
yeah,
you.
she's down at Dr. Chamberlain's. He's got her right now. She's fine. She's doing
Go
some
on
stuff.
over there.
Don't
It's
worry about
okay."
it. Like if this was like a larger city, I'd buy it. Right?
Then so that yeah, I would too. So now we get to finally see her at Dr. Chamberlain's. This is again for a movie that we've followed mostly her for the important stuff. We've not been with her
Yeah,
for a
for like
while
20
now.
minutes. It's been a while.
And so we go back to her. She's at the doctor's office.
Hooked up all the
She's hooked up.
monitors
The
and
monitor
stuff.
goes not flat. What's funny is it's not flatline. Did you notice it? It was like really tiny, but it wasn't flatline.
Hummingbird heartbeat.
But so she goes into whatever this is.
And she hollers for the doctor. He comes in. He's like, "Oh, we got to open you up now," and immediately shifts into
And
Doctor
he
Giggles
turns this would be
within
terrifying,
a frame.
right? This would be terrifying.
Yeah.
And she does. She freaks out. But then she wakes up, and you get that brief moment of, oh,
Oh, good. It was just
everything's
a fucking
okay,
dream.
right?
The
Everything's
real
okay.
Dr. Chamberlain's
He comes
there.
over and he's telling her, "It's okay. You're all right.
It was
Look,
just
all your numbers."
up until your nightmare, everything looks fine.
Which is again insane because she's been drinking, she's been overly excited, she's been hit by a car. Like her
Oh
heart
yeah,
should
the
be
heart,
fucked up.
like, getting hit by the car should have caused her to have like a heart attack or something, right?
Yeah. And then what happens as soon as he's telling her everything's okay? Fucking Giggles out of nowhere.
Stabs him in the back with some scissors.
Bitch, you ain't waking up this time.
I'd get a second opinion.
This time it's real.
Right?
There's no waking up. She's freaking out, rightfully so. Goddamn, God bless.
Fucking Chamberlain, my hero, comes back like a badass with
Look,
this
I've
shank.
I've hated this doctor most of this movie. I'm not gonna lie. He's been kind of a dickhead
Kind
to
of a
her,
little
the way he
bit of a
talks to her.
dick. I give him a pass because he was on Star Trek.
But this moment, he makes up for all of it.
Total redemption right here, dude. He
He
fights.
stabs the leg.
We
like,
have the sword fight with the
Yes.
reflex hammer and that weird
the again comically
shank
sized.
that he pulled out. Oh, it's
Comically
huge.
sized. This is like an elephant reflex
It's
hammer.
like a clown doctor pulled this thing out.
It's
It is
very
massive.
It's too much. But it's funny. It's great. And then pulls out the
The-
heart.
yeah, the
blood pressure
cuff,
monitor.
puts it around Chamberlain's neck and
Were
shit.
you waiting for an explosion?
I was
waiting
for the
an
eye.
explosion.
I was waiting for the eye
Something.
to pop
Yeah, I was
out.
waiting for some kind of like effect.
Yeah.
No.
No, he just dies.
We got veins. We got veiny.
It was really cool.
It was, but it was just
I wanted something to pop.
as someone who's a fan of 80s
Horror and shit. Yeah.
80s, the 80s would
head
have
should have exploded.
The 80s would have went for a head explosion or eye bulge
pop,
for
yep.
sure. You can tell that this is where the transition from 80s to 90s horror
They're trying to
started.
tone down the gore a little
Well,
bit.
I read apparently in the 90s, a lot of people making those type of horror movies just got hit hard by the MPAA and all those people,
Yeah.
fucking Reagan.
Oh, you're gonna get the X rating, and
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one's gonna see
And
your
so they had to
movie.
tone a bunch of stuff down that would have just been normal. He's got a syringe that he injects her with. It's to knock her out. I only want to talk about this because this time it's crazy blue.
Yeah,
It's like
it's Drano.
we just couldn't have used the same like green from earlier. This time it's crazy
The
blue.
green makes you throw up your guts. The
So the
blue knocks you out.
like I like that you
There's a
said it's
red that makes
Drano.
your toe
I
explode.
saw this blue and I was like, it's the shit that's inside the barber cup,
Oh,
the
the
barbicide.
barbicide, yeah.
I was like, it's barbicide. So like
Blue curacao.
first he's using
Getting her real
first
drunk.
he's using antifreeze. Now he's using barbicide. I was like, what is this guy doing right now? But again,
I mean, those real pharmaceuticals are expensive, all
well,
right?
again, the first time he could have done who knows what. The green
Yeah.
stuff, it could have been
Fucking battery
antifreeze. There's no
acid.
telling, right? This time though, it is just supposed to be something that knocks her out.
Yeah,
It
'cause
is supposed to be some kind of real
'cause he's gotta
drug.
take her back to
Yeah,
his
because he's
underground
trying. Remember, he's
dungeon.
trying to fix her.
Yeah, he doesn't wanna kill her, he wants to save her. He's gotta fix her heart.
But so he takes her. We cut to Wrights, see what he's up to. Again, at this point, where the fuck did Max go? But they left the police station
We don't see him again
for
for
a
fucking 20
long
minutes.
time, which is crazy because again, Wrights goes here first.
Yep, he go
So Max should have been,
right behind him, at the
or no,
very least.
Max should have been right behind him if he was going to this house. But if Max was going on to the abandoned house because they
Should've got
believe
there
Giggles is
first,
real,
yeah.
but Max shows up 35 minutes after he gets to Giggles' house. Where the fuck did Max go? But so Wright shows up at her house, right? Finally
Finds
investigates,
Mac and the
sees
dad. Dad magically wakes up long enough to tell him a doctor did this.
I love it.
Even
No,
though he was
the way
very
that
dead.
conversation happened was funny though. A doctor. You need a doctor? I'll
I'm
call right
calling
now.
one right
No,
now.
no, no. Doctor did this to
Dead.
me. Well, we don't even see that.
Right?
Well, A, we know that he
I
doesn't die, but
I
B, like, we don't see he's still like the scene transitions away with him still like solid up,
Yeah.
eyes open, and I was like, huh. I guess they didn't make me think he was dead, but
I definitely
definitely
thought he was
dead.
dead until
Twice
he
now. Twice now I thought he was dead. Now's when we get to see Brindell at the house, right? This is dope. This is crazy. We see that he's been collecting hearts.
in a bucket. It's not sanitary.
It's crazy because he didn't find out that she had a heart problem until he had already killed
Like
several of those people. And we now know that he's going to use the hearts to try to fix her heart.
He went back and gathered them up, I guess.
Why did he?
Well, he had to. He had to arrange them all psychotically and pretty inside the waiting room. And he's like, I need hearts. I'll take these.
But they've been dead too long.
These are, they didn't even keep them on ice.
No,
nothing.
nothing.
Like, they're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like in a fucking steel bucket.
But yeah, so he's saying that he needs to operate on her in the back, and there's a room. Again, this is the part where I really want to stress this because this is what happens. We see the back room and her in it, the hearts, and so that's the back room. Then we see Wrights. This is where our splitting stories finally come together, and we don't split anymore.
Yeah.
because everybody's in the same place.
spot.
So Wrights shows up, and so Wrights is coming from the other side of the house, right? Like he's coming down into the basement. He's going through the wall that the dude
Yeah,
ripped off.
and we see the door the doctor is in, goes into the waiting room.
This is when we see it in the beginning, we see like a tiny piece of it and like a low table for people to sit at. And I was like, oh, I believe that was in somebody's house in the 50s.
Yeah, totally.
This is a full waiting room.
Hospital waiting room. It's like fucking huge.
And like Bozari said, all the dead bodies are here.
All arranged in the fucking just
But
like
again, this is a full square.
Fucking Dougie Doug sitting there holding the magazine dead.
Everybody's facial expressions crack me up in this room. But yeah, so this room is massive, which again is already crazy on its own.
Yep.
But now's when we get to find the full discovery, the part that I hinted at in the beginning where I said, this is what's nuts. That someone sold this house. And we now get to find out that it wasn't that this man ran a doctor's office out of his house. He was running, this is like a whole
hospital.
It is like a 4-room hospital with a waiting room plus a
examination
surgical room.
rooms and a surgery room, plus like a storage corridor in the back.
And all of this was walled off.
Yep.
Someone lived in this house and had no idea. They
Fuck
had
that. If I was the realtor, I'm telling them every goddamn detail. Look
well,
how much storage you
that's
have.
like an extra 100,000 square
Yeah.
feet or some
Look at all
shit. Like,
this.
it's insane.
I'd have went through, I'd have ripped out all the doctor shit. It had just been bare fucking rooms. Like, look at this. There's like a whole world down here for you.
It it's crazy.
You can rent these rooms out, right? Cool basement apartment.
Wall Wrights is taking his time because again, it's
He's
huge.
I mean, he throws up when he finds the
Well, and
bodies, and he's
he has to clear rooms. He
yeah,
can't,
you can't just run down the
and he doesn't even
hallway,
know where she's at to
right?
start with.
Gotta go, gotta check.
So while that's going on, we get to hear from Giggles. He's telling Jen his master plan here about how he wants to fix her.
Gotta stop your heart first, so I can replace it and fix you. My dad made this cool machine. Check it out.
He's
It's like
gonna do it with my
9
mom.
car batteries.
I want
hooked
to
up
point
to a
out that
fucking
his mom
panel.
had died
Yes,
anyway, so maybe not the best one to go with.
his dad was a genius.
But yeah, so I'm glad that you brought this up. So again, the only thing that was supposed to be run by the car batteries, right, was supposed to be the
The heart
actual weird
stoppy thing?
defibrillator that they've got, the
Yeah,
homemade one or whatever, right?
Heartstopper 9000.
Where is the power to the rest of this abandoned house coming from?
He's tapped into the fucking city power
So now
grid.
he's been in the mental institute for 35 years and he knows how to do that too.
We found a book on it.
I'm just saying, it was a little crazy. But again, also the crazy thing
Was
is,
another 20 minutes of the movie him chipping away at a fucking utility
well,
conduit.
the also the other crazy part here is that we see that this thing has its own set of batteries, right? But then later he uses it to tap together and shut
And
the lights off.
short all the lights. I didn't even make that connection. It's right.
How do you shut? How did it? What?
If it's batteries, why is it? So the
None of it.
batteries weren't enough. You had to have the batteries plus the
You
house's
see what I mean now?
power. Yeah,
None
it
of that
makes no
makes sense.
sense.
Yeah.
But he stops her heart and he's starting to go.
He
for
was
the
just
cut.
about to cut her
He's
open.
about to cut her.
Thank
Reitz
God
comes
Wright
in.
shows up. Thank God, dude.
Damn, just in time.
Yes.
But she is technically dead. So
Well, she is something. She's not dead. She comes back on her own, which means she wasn't
he
dead.
has to CPR.
A little bit. I don't think he was there enough to do full CPR. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is in the middle of a fight.
This is where we get he runs
backdrop,
to go.
the
He
painted
goes to check,
backdrop.
and it's like it goes from like surgical room. It's
Well,
like
well,
it's like
again-
it keeps getting worse. You get the nice waiting room,
Well,
the
and it's-
kind of shitty hallway, dungeon surgical
Well,
room,
and it's
medieval corridor.
well, again, it's so crazy because from a movie point of view, it's a full studio or real hospital, whichever
Yeah.
they got. It's either like a studio that had a set and they were going to tear it down. They got
Or
to
it was
use
a
it first,
hospital that
or it
they-
was a real
abandoned
hospital.
hospital.
Because this is big and it's definitely that's
It
what
is.
is going on. But so we've got all that, and then we see Giggles run through a back door, and when Wrights goes to check for him, it's a painted backdrop for a hallway, and so it's like, what man, money all around for this.
They only had a day to shoot in the hospital, I guess. They didn't get that shot.
Like we said, Wrights gets her woke back up. Again, I still feel like you're giving him too much credit on it, and I just don't think that like the full amount of juice got pumped into her like he wanted.
Smacked her.
Right?
Wake
so
up,
it's like she was
bitch.
just a little bit unconscious, not like totally like flatline.
Why are you? Get off me!
But so Wrights gets her brought back, and he's like, just stay here. And I'm like, dude, you should have just again if
just
he
picked her up and carried her the fuck out, man.
but he starts to go through looking for fucking our man, trying to figure out where he's hiding at. Has the fire already started?
No, that's
The
later.
gas is already leaking though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
the
he
gas.
Shot,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
he
yeah.
shot at him when he's going through the
So
thing.
the gas is already. I knew one of them. One of the important things had already happened. The gas
This
is
is
already
where
leaking.
Max shows up magically from goddamn nowhere.
We also get like you got to talk about your favorite one-liner. This is my favorite, where he after running out and finally being ready to come back, he grabs the golf club.
Oh, yeah, Giggles goes. He's like,
Time to do what doctors do best, and grabs the golf
fucking
club.
9-iron.
But dude, this is my favorite, man. I love it.
It was pretty good.
But yeah, this is
I laughed.
after he gets
Because
the
you think it's gonna be like he's gonna grab like
some,
scalpel or like
crazy
that
s-
saw
alligator
thing,
saw? Yeah,
something.
yeah, something.
Nope, fucking 9-iron. He's gonna go
yeah,
crack
so
some balls.
like you said though, this right after that though is when Max shows up. He runs into the room and is like, "It's okay," and she's
I
shown
love
up.
you so much.
We forgot to tell him she showed up because she staggered out,
Yeah.
even though she got told not
She
to
wasn't
follow.
waiting. She wants to get the fuck out of
I
here.
know, but still, she was so
Follow
weak.
orders.
She collapsed to the ground when she stood up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the
Should've
time.
just stayed.
But so yeah, Max then gets beat with the fucking golf club. drops so easy, little bitch boy. Wrights and him start fight. No, dude, come on. Wrights takes some hits and keeps going. Like, I mean,
He does.
that thing gets bent around him
Yeah,
and he
he
keeps
keeps fucking
going.
going.
Max got hit in the shoulder and he dropped to the floor until it's all done.
He's not an adult man.
I'm just
yet.
saying,
He's supposed to be a
we said earlier he's not
16-year-old
look,
boy.
we said earlier he's not a good guy. I'm just saying I think that's more evidence that he's not a good
No.
guy.
He's a little bit. He does one shot, drops like a fucking sack of bricks, and Jin has to half carry him out of the fucking room.
But
Meanwhile, Reitz is fighting him tooth and nail all the way back to the fucking surgery room.
like I said, bent the golf club got bent around. Thankfully, she uses that to break the glass finally to get out the door that was
locked.
It was such a cheesy way to get trapped for a minute,
The
right?
door's locked. I can't get out.
Because again, that was such a flimsy looking door. I was like, you
Could've
could
just
open that. Come on now.
A good jerk, and it would have opened.
Yeah, but yeah, Wrights is now in the back fighting tooth and nail. This is
He
when the
puts
fire
up a
finally starts.
good fight.
He puts up a real good fight. It was one of those times where I kept thinking like he's gonna
Yeah,
survive.
he's gonna win because
He's
he
gonna
gets the
make it.
chain wrapped around him.
Well, every time,
fires
well,
all
and like
fucking
every time
going.
you think he's gonna drop, he gets
Yeah,
the
he gets the
turnaround,
upper
and so
hand.
you're like, all right, he's gonna make it. No,
No,
nope. Fucking goddamn that bone
that
saw.
fucking bone saw,
He
man,
brings that bone saw back
and
out.
just digs it into his spine.
The literally so
blood
bad blood comes
coming
out of his mouth. Like you,
and
again,
you're like,
you know,
yeah, you're dead.
you know a wound is bad when the blood comes out the mouth, right?
That's instant death in movie land.
But yeah, so then at this point though, it's full on house fire, bad house fire,
Yeah,
because the gas was already busted
And
leaking.
there's also canisters of like CO2 and oxygen
aren't
tanks
busted.
that aren't busted. So
yeah,
bomb waiting
we're
to
talking
happen.
about lots. Again, there's just shooting
We
flames.
need to get the fuck out of this house, right?
There's shooting flames and explosions waiting to happen.
Yeah, we need to get
They
that.
start running up the stairs.
And it breaks. And I appreciate the hell out of this.
I appreciate this so much because I've been waiting for it for the whole movie.
Fucking movie. Every time they step on the stairs, it kind of creaks and looks like it's going to.
We didn't spend much time to tell you how dilapidated the house was when we told you that it had been abandoned.
I honestly thought it was just cheap set.
I expected
right?
dude to drop through it. I expected Giggles is a big guy. When he walked in the first time, I expected the regular flooring to give out underneath him. It's
Right.
been abandoned.
That would have been funny as fuck. As soon as he steps in the building, the floor just collapses and he falls straight to the basement. And he's like, oh, there's my dad's office. Kind of just dusts himself off.
But Max made it to the top. Jin is hanging on by Max's arms. He's trying to pull her.
Giggles
Fuck,
gets there,
goddamn,
grabs
this
his
guy
fucking
just
foot.
can't
He
die.
won't stop.
Grabs her by the foot, tries to pull her down. She gets the best.
Gives him a good kick
Yeah.
right in the fucking face. He takes a flat back bump into the fucking
And now it
trash.
gets really crazy. And I get it. There's probably not another exit to the house. And so he just did kind of have to accept his fate, right?
Yeah.
And so they take off. And we literally just see him walk back to the operating room where the flames are the craziest and just kind of walk around and start going insane.
Yeah, like
he just starts giggling, laughing,
I was trying
silliness,
to help.
right? And I was just like, so he's just
And we get our action movie.
he's just ready to go.
I liked this. This is total.
This was a crazy
total
explosion.
action movie. Like
This was
they're coming out the door and they barely make it, and they
You
both
see-
get blown
you
off
can
the
like
porch.
literally see like metal stuff like flying from where the
This-
canisters blew up. Yeah,
a
it's
lot
good.
of the budget went to this explosion.
And you think it's done because again, like that would be
It's over.
typical horror movie.
We killed
Bad
the
guy's
bad
dead.
guy. He burns
They're
to death.
alive.
Fire.
We don't
kills
even need to
everything,
see
right?
them again. We just need to know they made it, right?
Fade black. We're done.
No, we get to see the hospital,
Oh yeah, that's right. She does have the heart thing we should deal with.
right?
We're gonna go-
Again, because she should be dead.
yeah, she should have had a heart attack 20 minutes ago, but whatever.
So they've got her at the hospital. She's about to go under surgery. She's gonna have this again. I guess
They're putting
fix
her
it,
under. She's
right?
got, yeah, they're gonna replace the valve
or whatever. Good on her. So much
Finally.
strain tonight. They forced.
Yeah, it's gonna happen now. We
They
can't
forced
wait
their
any
hand.
longer.
Like you have to do it. Who
Nope.
shows up?
That's Dr. Giggles.
We should have known too.
Yeah.
That bag, that goddamn
That
doctor's
goddamn
bag, survived the
was
fire.
Survived the fire. It
Should
was
have been our clue.
outside.
But he shows up, and he shows up in what I call his coolest form. Half
Fucking
burnt face.
half burnt,
Like, to
mangled
me,
face.
Like, again, we already said he's from Darkman. This feels like it's from the Darkman
And
world. The way his
the way
face
his
looks
face
and the
is.
shit. Oh man. And I think
I want
this
a
is-
movie. I want the sequel. I want
I
the
think in
sequel
the
of him
comic book,
just
this might be what he
full.
looks like too.
Oh.
But so he shows up. The other doctor is like, "What?" And
Who the
he
hell are
goes,
you?
"Oh, I'm just here to help." He starts pulling his crazy
His
tools.
fucking Klingon weapons
Guys, like,
out?
what are those? Oh, I had to make them myself. I couldn't find anything that did the job I needed. He's so giddy about it. And
But they've not been
he takes the
tested.
one that literally you could tell what was about to happen, right?
Yep.
It was literally like shaped like a head, and you could see where the little eye things were
Little
at.
eye needles and shit, jams it
And he does with it
spring
exactly,
loaded
yeah,
even. It just ching and
kills
right
this
into that
doctor.
doctor's face, pulls back, it's got the glasses still on it.
Jen happened to be she was getting put under when this
Yeah,
happened, but
she
she fought it off. She
pushes the mask
amazingly knows
off.
what's going on, even though they didn't play it like she knew.
Yeah.
But she is immediately like, "Oh no!" and she's fight, she's fighting him. This was just so insane and so crazy.
She goes and hides in the fucking like storage room.
Yes, and
And
when she gets in there, what did she notice?
there's rubbing alcohol and a defibrillator.
I barely even noticed the alcohol the first time,
The
right?
first time, second time, it makes a very
Yeah,
quick cut to
and
it.
it's because the first time I was just like, "Oh, she's just gonna juice
Yeah,
him like she got juiced,"
as soon as
right?
he comes through the door, get him in the head.
That's what I was
right?
expecting. And then when he walks in and you see her hit the floor, I was like, "Oh." And so
Oh,
the second time, yeah, just like you, I looked for it. I was like, "Oh, they did give
they
us
did. They
a
did give us
split
the
second."
clue.
But I was like, "That's a overkill," right? It really is. But I do appreciate their attention to detail. He did not let go of the metal tool until she let go of
Go
the
the
button on the defibrillator
yeah, because you're
because you
locked
can't
up.
let go of metal. You lock up, especially on metal. Like your hand is
Yeah,
just gonna be. I appreciated
that
that.
was good
It was a good
detail.
touch. Uh,
My favorite bit is after she fucking like stabs him in
with
the
the thing, the
chest with
same
those
thing.
things. She's like, take two, call me in the morning. Boom, kills him. He fourth wall breaks, looks at the fucking audience in the theater, I guess, for 92, and is like, is there a doctor in the house?
Yes.
And then falls over and
And again,
dies.
it is not one of those like maybe it's not supposed to be a fourth wall break. Like it is
It
a
is
full
clear.
on straight at the camera. Her character is standing up and he's on the floor, so
Yeah.
his eye view would be different if
If
he
he
was
was
supposed to
looking
be
at
like
her, he'd be
saying
looking. No,
something to
he's
anybody
looking
else.
at
It
you.
is a full 100%. Again, this isn't a movie that did it constantly. This is a classic payoff for the last little bit of a joke here. He's asking for a doctor because he's the one-liner guy.
Yep.
And it was a great one-liner
Is that
to end
was
out his life
his little
with.
story with. It was great.
That still, however, is not the actual end of the movie. We got a couple more minutes. I don't really think they're even worth talking
No,
about.
she finally gets her
We do see
surgery.
dads alive.
Dad didn't
That's the
die.
only thing that I think really needs to be
Yeah,
said. Everything else is just kind of like, okay,
he's surprisingly okay with his girlfriend being murdered. Didn't seem to bother him much.
well, she wasn't good.
She was kind of a bitch.
Yeah, she wasn't good. The very last thing, Max shows up. They get their like last
Yeah.
goodbye kiss, and like the end is like the heart monitor again, right?
Yeah, where it starts speeding up.
Just like how the beginning was a heart monitor, and it's
Ah.
speeding up, and I was like, "Damn it, bitch! That's been part of the focus of this
You
movie.
need to relax. You're
You
not.
still have a
You
bad
just
heart."
got a new one.
I don't even know if she did because again, that surgery was going to happen when he showed up.
That's true.
This literally is like the next morning. Did the surgery happen yet?
She might have just
It's
woken up
been
from
postponed
passing out.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, calm down. We haven't replaced the thing yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like this bitch needs to stop.
They cut it right before like it just turned flat where she died, and fucking Max is standing there like, no.
All right, guys. This was a lot of fun. Again,
This
remember
was.
first
I love scary
first
movies.
movie of October. We've got more scary movies coming for you. Before Bo gets to tell you what his first one is, we do need to go ahead and say a little bit about this Oktoberfest.
Shiners.
Again, it's you're gonna be hearing us say this a lot this month because
They're
Oktoberfest
pretty much
is
all
they're all
Oktoberfest.
Marzen style beers. I like this.
I do.
I like Oktoberfest.
I
It's
do
not
too.
my
They're
favorite.
easy
I'm
to
not trying to
drink.
drink them all the time, but when it is the right time of year, it is very fall, right? Like
Yeah.
it's got just the right. The
It's got the
color
right
feels like
color.
fall. The taste is a little bit darker and richer than
But it's
the
still not
light
like a
beers
high
you look for.
alcohol content, so you can drink more
It's
than
good.
one of them.
It's nice. Well, again, for
I try-
Oktoberfest, it needs to be light, right? Like
Yeah, you're gonna
the
sit there and
idea here
drink
is that you're gonna be
liters and liters of the shit. It
You wanna
better
make
be
sure.
low percentage, right? I like it. Try it. Go try Shiner's Oktoberfest. It's got a nice bottle. I like the orange and blue color
Yeah.
scheme.
So you can go ahead and take it for both of the next ones. What's our next beer, and what movie do you have for us, Bo?
All right, cool. Next beer is Moeller Brew Barn
A barn?
Oktoberfest. It's not a brewing company; it's a brew barn.
But they
It's
do brew their
very,
own.
very specific. It's a nice Nice red barn, two guys that just go out there and brew beer.
Uh-huh.
So none of that is true. But we're gonna do this is my pick. We're gonna do Reanimator. Because I love that fucking movie. And another Star Trek alumni.
There we go.
Fucking Jeffrey Combs, baby.
All
You got
right,
anything
guys.
else? You
No, I think that's it. I mean, everybody just be on the lookout for more of our October stuff.
All right. R.I.P. Manny Koto.
Time to do what doctors do best.